All right. Hold it off. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the pub. Shit, it was a long, arduous day and pulled it off. So here we are. Very long day. A little wiped out. A lot of work today. What do we got over here? Biscuit, what's up? Hey, sorry to hear that, Biscuit man. LDG, what's going on? Last Dance. What's up? Hey, Georgie, how you doing, brother? All right, yeah, it is warm, man. Jumped up to the 80s today. Crazy. 76 still right now. Sorry to hear you're not feeling well, Biz. Hang in there, buddy. You'll get better. It's probably just a little bug. Fuck. Yeah, I just had a hot dog. Was gonna have some mac and cheese. It was too damn hot. Couldn't eat the mac and cheese. Pub was starting, and so was life. I'm better off without it. Hey, Sammy Cat. What up? Still talking to my wife? Cool. Having a little phone convo. Right on. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day today. Did some fun stuff and a lot of work as usual for my weekends. And got a nice fresh bottle of Sailor Jerry. 92. Good shit. Hey, wife. There you are. Cool. Still chatting. Stuff is so smooth, you don't even really need the water with it, but if I don't mix it with water, I'll drink too much. So I happen to have this distilled water. I don't know if that's bad to drink, but mixing it with rum, so the rum is probably worse. Let's put it that way. All right. Let's see how that mix is. Hey, you got to take that money, cup of tea. Make that money, man. You know, when it's there, take it. Double time, fuck yeah, bro. Jump right all over that. I don't think we get paid double time here ever. Only if it's over 40, you get time and a half. But I don't think Sunday work in this state gets any special OT, unfortunately. Got a little bit of the raccoon thing going here. Spent a lot of time in the sun today. Oh, look at that. Sammy Cass blowing a kiss. Uh-oh. Wi-Fi problems? Thanks, buddy. I'll check it out. Okay. Wi-Fi. Okay, that should do it. Tell me if that fixed it, brother. I just was upstairs setting up the pub on Wi-Fi. When I came back, it didn't switch over to hardwire. So that should do it. Let me know, bud. Let me know. I hate that skipping shit, man. It's almost like it takes like 5 minutes for the thing to go back to wired. Why doesn't it just switch right away? Son of a bitch. Goon had a nice stream last night. I know Last Dance you were there. The Gooner, he's picking up more viewers every week. It's a little party over there on Friday nights. It's nice. Twitch. It's a good time. What tune did he play that I wanted to play tonight? There was one. It'll come to me, or not. Don't even have any joints ready, but I really want to smoke one. What do we have here? We We have some. Jesus Christ, I am losing my eyesight here. Runts. Yeah, they named it. I think that was a candy. Wasn't that a candy? Stinky. Good shit. Hey, yeah, Last Dance. Let me know if the skipping and buffering and stuttering stopped, because I did have to disengage Wi-Fi so the wired connection would take over. And I'm not sure what Alan means. Hopefully that's on his end, not mine. And how you doing, Al? Good to see you, man. Old Allie. Still shaky, huh? Okay. It says we're connected. Wi-Fi is turned off. Hi, Ron Bonio. I don't know what I can do otherwise. Okay, I just wiggled the cord. Just shook the old cord a little bit. Clear and smooth for biscuit. There you go, Bubba. Oh, don't drop the weed. Yeah, Mr. Elon's been in the Twitter sphere a bit lately. Too many bot accounts. So he's counting the bots. Ron Bonio. How you doing, man? Good to see you. I always wonder if I should put the link on the Twitch side. Derek James. What up? Yo. Because they don't. I never throw the link onto the Twitch side because I don't know if I'm going to attract some crazy Twitch people. Like they're all the same as us, but they're on Twitch, so gotta stay clear of them. Fucking weirdos. I think the Twitch crowd tends to be a little younger, which would be good because we're a bit older. Ron Bono, I did you? Yeah, that's right. Bonio. Ron Bonio. Good, Derek. I'm glad to hear that. The guy with the knife. Who, me? I got the old folding false edge dagger around here somewhere. It's good I can't find it, so when the intruders break in, I'll just go at them with my spring clamp. That might have been me, Ron. Oh, Last Dance over on Twitch. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, I heard some. Oh, Dippy. Yeah, okay, cool, man. I thought so because I noticed the yo-yos. Yo. Oh, dude, you're talking about. We had somebody with a knife on. Yeah, that was a little whacked. Yeah, I do remember that. And began with an A. Okay. Oh, you got a memory. Yes, you are, Last Dance. Yeah, Last Dance. Do you remember the knife guy? I do vaguely remember that. I think that might have been even when Hayden was doing these. And he showed off his knife. Oh, I do remember him. Yeah, he was like, Tim, you're good cup of tea. Yeah, I actually kind of liked the guy. Yeah, he was cool. I think he had money because he had some really spectacular knives. But good dude. Yeah, he was fun. He's in the old grinder. Getting the cannabis ready to roll it on up. If there was a biolab in Ukraine creating weapons, would it justify war, Steve? That's a simple question, but with a very complicated answer. Fury. It's a heinous thing, biological warfare. It's terrible, but counteracting creation of biological weapons by killing innocent civilians does not, in my opinion, seem like a legitimate cause or a legitimate way to go about things. So essentially, some kind of targeted strike towards said biolab, maybe. But yeah, I mean, the same issues with biological weapons would be that they kill too many indiscriminate people. So Ski Mask Andy, cool. Right on. I don't know who Ski Mask Andy is, but welcome, Mr. Buggles. Generally, we just hang out. People join in after a little while here, and we chat any subject you want. Blind Fury just brought up the possibility of biological weapons production facility potentially being in the Ukraine, to see if that, good to see you too, bud, if that would be total justification for this invasion. And my answer is no, because they're hurting and harming too many people that I don't think have anything to do with any of this, that are just ordinary human beings. And I don't want to see people get hurt. I don't care who they are. It's sad. And that's what I see. Fury. I don't know. You tell me, man. I mean, yeah, it's just a sad situation. It's going to go on for a very long time. Unfortunately, violence seems to be as much a part of humankind as love. Unfortunately, you want to just have people get along, feed each other, show love to their fellow man, and what do I know? But it doesn't seem like that's possible, sadly. If you live in a place that's got a line drawn on a map by human beings, then you, by default, according to them, can be blown up, shot, whatever. Sadly. And my country is probably the grade A number one offender of said actions, if that makes sense. So it's not like I'm here on on my high horse preaching that we never do wrong. We've done a lot wrong. Yeah, fucking sucks, man. The name of things that I won't understand. Cup of tea. That is a brilliant guess. Yeah, I don't, I saw that video, and of course, a lot of the people who commented on the website I happen to see it on immediately started talking about propaganda and saying that to them, those could have been Ukrainian soldiers dressed up and this and that, and you never know really what was going on there. And yeah, I mean, it's true. Sadly, we don't. We know what we're told, and assuming that if it is what you're saying, Biscuit, that is just shocking, because they seemingly had a conversation with these troops, and it looked like they were walking away, assuming a peaceful end to the conversation, and they just got, one of them got killed on the initial shot, and the other one looked like he got shot through the hip, maybe the groin and upper thigh as well. He was able to climb into an office and slowly bleed out, because I'm sure anyone who's ever fired a rifle knows that shit is no joke, man. It is no joke, and I cannot imagine pointing that at another human being who isn't attempting to harm or kill me or other innocent people. In those situations, totally imaginable. In the situation of what people walking away, hard to understand. Not familiar with the pandemic treaty, Blind Fury. Ron Bonio, Happy Dog doesn't really come around here anymore. He's more than welcome to, but he chooses his own thing. And I do think this is a bit late for him or most anybody in the UK, except for all you crazy fuckers. But well, thank you for being here anyways. Crazy as you are. Crazy as a loon. Yeah. Hopefully we see our boy Lee. He tends to pop in on occasion, having a vodka and Diet Coke usually. A lot of ethnic hate in East Europe. Interesting, Spud C. Yeah, I mean, certainly. Hey, look who it is, McGrandy. Thank God you're not the guy who got killed on 3 a.m. on your bicycle a couple weeks back. We hadn't heard from you since then. Good to see you, man. I don't know. Where do you hear things like that? Let's be honest, Jack. Welcome. I'm going to go ahead and feature your comment. I'm not going to say that I agree with that statement completely, but you're welcome to be here, and you're welcome to throw whatever you want out there in the chat, as long as it's not, overtly racist or whatever. I think you get it. Let's be honest, Jack. But victim blaming, there you go. It does appear to be a bit of that. Spud C. Stirring the pot, oh boy. Oscar, what is up, man? Hi, Peep. Yeah, peeps. If we could only be as innocent as the soft marshmallow peep that they sell in the stores around Easter. But we're not. All right, first number of the day. Oh, that looks kind of cool. Got to do a little trim job. My whole desk here is in such shit. I got to clean it. What Sopranos episode? Interesting. I don't know if I remember that one, and I know them all, man. I actually have watched the whole show probably 3 times, start to finish. It's a good take. If there's nothing good on for a month or two. Back when I used to watch TV in the evening, now I watch YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. That is nice. Smooth. Oh, Tesla's up. How much? Oh, the stocks bounced back huge. Interesting. All right. Correct. I just got to get a quick text out to the upstairs people. And maybe I will in a bit, Oscar. Throw it in the private chat, dude. Make it much easier for me. Interesting, Blind Fury. Yeah, I don't know what I think about the, let's just say, I don't think it was quite, but let's just say $40 billion assistance package sent over from the U.S. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like we're just burning money here. Just, you know, but that doesn't mean I don't want to help those people. I certainly do. I just want the money to get to the people who are hiding in basements and the people who are fucking lost their husbands or lost their children or whatever it might be. I just don't want the money to go to the wrong hands, you know? Inflation. Yeah, what a shit show that is, huh? Definitely. Oh, there goes the joint. Definitely seeing a lot of that. $6.50 for fucking diesel. Do the math, man. 200-gallon tank on a giant semi. 40 billion. That's what I thought. Yeah, over $1,200. Jesus. Ends up being about $1 a mile with the fuel economy that some of those trucks get. So that's, you know, you got to pay the driver, you got to pay the fuel cost. It's obviously obvious that prices are going up directly related to that. I mean, $6.57 a gallon for diesel, $1 a mile to take shit 1,000 miles is, you know, obviously $1,000 in fuel, probably $1,200 to the driver. You know, you got to pay logistics in between that. Whose brother founded the Puma brand? Hey, Lee Howells. What up, G? Private chat. I don't know what it looks like on YouTube, but it's somewhere over there on YouTube. Yeah, you have to probably click on the link that's in the description, McGrandy, which I know you probably can't see that link. Sailor Jerry winning the race against the old Kraken. Kraken may be more of a winter rum. Sailor Jerry, summer rum. It's nice, man. I never got rum guys until I got rum. Now I'm a rum guy. I used to think it was only for fucking pina coladas and rum and cokes, shit drink like that. And I never realized you could just drink it straight or with a splash of water. Hey, Paul, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Larkistan. Welcome, dude. Welcome. As always, thank you for being here consistently, Paul, week after week. Paul's the man. And I think Paul said a pretty profound statement when we were getting into some of our Supreme Court discussions last week. And I thought it was a really nice thing that you said. I don't even have to remind everybody, but it was a nice, touching thing. It might be impossible to find. Hey, Mr. Kill C1, what's up, man? Old school in the house. All right. This joint is fired, man. Total fire. And it is on fire, as you can see. All right. Yeah, man. That's the original rhythm to Jimi Hendrix blues song called Red House. What's the last line he says? Something like, and if my baby don't want me no more, I know her sister will. Good shit, man. But not in the singing mood, but definitely always time for a little Jimi Hendrix. Thanks, Oscar. I don't know how much Hendrix you're allowed to play, but that's 12-bar blues. How the fuck can you get in trouble for 12-bar blues? 9 million fucking 12-bar blues songs. I mean, that key is not unusual. It's the key of B. B major. Oh, B7, I guess you would call it. Quick impromptu guitar lesson for all you non-guitar people. B major. B7. Boom. You see why the blues likes B major? I mean B7. Sorry, B major. Too happy. B7. Much more bluesy. Has a note that doesn't make sense for that chord that clashes, and that's what makes it a blues chord. Captain. You want to hear some who sang that? Grand Funk Railroad? My captain. All right, let's get the ball rolling here, dudes. Anyone up for it? B flat. B flat minor. 7 is the devil's chord, right? Always hard to play in a flat key because none of the open strings will ever work. So it has to be on the flat, on that. You can't mess around and just smash an open E in the middle of a B flat thing. It sounds whacked out. But if talk a little bit about musical theory and music chords every week, you guys start picking it up, man, because you all love music. I know that much. Last Dance knows probably more songs than anybody ever, but knowing the theory, a little bit of theory behind it, you start to hear these things. And, hey, buddy, they all happen real quick. You know what's a good one I heard today? Hey, Lee, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Hello. Hi, Cypher. You're at CD?
I have to adjust my settings. There, can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to adjust the settings. I had it on the speakers instead of the headphones. Okay, it's all good.
Welcome, everybody. Here we go.
Welcome back.
Evening, everybody.
Good.
Hey, man.
How is everyone?
Excited.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Turning a new corner.
Good.
Yes. Very much so.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, trying to reverse the wastoid trajectory that I was on. It was pretty bad. I mean, numbers of you in the show and the pub can vouch that I'm acted toxically over the last half year off and on, but just off and on. I mean, I'm more nice than not, but I know what my internal environment is, and yeah, we need to reverse that. So I've this is
maybe only a couple times would I say you seemed a little out of sorts.
Wow, you bastard!
Really?
You C word. There,
No,
you're being way too hard on yourself.
Yeah, I even what do they call that? I even censored myself. C word indeed.
I mean, I think you're just a little scrappy here and there, but all in all, no, you're fine.
But it's been good. You know, I did something where I just, I know I'm not a yoga person, but I know a lot of stretches. There are all types of stretches, and so the hurdler stretch, the classic on the floor hurdler stretch, I did that, and then I went into a forward position, and you can assist your leg and lift the leg up, underneath the knee. You can take your forearm and do an assisted stretch inward towards your abdomen, of your leg that's bent, like the two legs are touching like that, and then you take one leg and you lift it towards you. The next day, it felt like somebody had beaten me with a tire iron, for doing nothing more than friggin' stretching. It's sad, So,
That
yeah,
is funny.
yeah. I finally got over that, so I've been doing a little bit less stretching, but started stretching after 2 days again. And
Good, man.
all I'm doing now is I did, pop a 50 milligram. THC,
Hey
pill.
guys,
Hey man, you're looking
Hello,
good.
Biscuit.
Hey, Biscuit.
I look good, do I?
You
The
feel
camera's
bad.
being
Well,
very kind.
I read that you said you're feeling bad, so I'm trying to cheer you up.
What do you think? You got
Oh,
yourself a
man.
little a visitor, a bug in the
It's
body?
either a stomach bug or it's
Well,
the chicken I had late last night.
it could have been how far are you into alcohol withdrawal? Because this is my second day of
Withdrawal?
not. Yeah.
He's drinking
I
a
mean,
beer,
have-
so
No,
are you drinking a beer?
it's not
No,
beer. It's
that's not good.
Monster.
I mean, I've read very closely what you said. Your procedural, preparation is, and you've got to go on basically a combination of
Yeah,
cleansing and.
in 2 weeks I've got to go on a diet that reduces
Okay.
my liver. So
Okay,
they
so
can
you're
work.
not there yet.
They've got to shrink my liver so they can work around it on operation.
Well, okay. Well, my wastoid habits have been bad enough that, yesterday was my first day of not drinking any alcohol at all, for quite some time. And, it's like a friggin' addict, the nose is sniffing and my extra aching, all over my body and weird ideation. My mind's going everywhere and like fucking weird, so I'm pretty well, I'm at the end of the second day with no real, the liquor store is very close and they even have a drive-in. It's a wonderful thing for me, but I had to resist it. I just, I can't accept certain
Oh,
levels
that is so
of,
wicked. If you've got alcohol driving centres then.
yeah. In
yeah,
Florida,
we
in
have a
Florida,
drive-in over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, in North Carolina too,
Oh, that's
they're in
just
the
so
outer.
cool. That is so cool. We don't have that here.
Yeah, we got to keep our Florida men and women, what do you call that? Our reputations up. A good Florida man story is
Yeah.
always great to read.
I'll tell you, in some states, you can drive through and buy cocktails in the car. Now
Yeah.
they give you a
Wow.
cover for it and a straw, but you're not allowed to put the straw in it.
Right.
It's considered
Got
a
it.
closed container until
Right.
you get home, because of
Until
course
you get home.
everybody just goes right home.
Right, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the ice doesn't melt.
Only in America. Only in America. That is so
in
cool.
Manchester, what was weird was that I went into just what was like a grocery store. And I mean, we have some few grocery store chains that directly sell, hard liquor, not just wine and
Yeah.
beer, but across from the hotel where I was staying at, and in fact, I think I went to like 3 different stores over the course of the 5-6 days. Every one of them had hard liquor in them, and they were just like what in the United States would be called 7-Elevens
Oh, yeah.
or minute markets, and yet there they are. And I mean, they just got rows of vodka in particular, which was good, cheap and get you as drunk as anything else. Pretty.
Yeah, I mean, but
pretty.
on the other side, outside of almost every Publix is a packy, like 1 foot outside the door.
Right now they've got that going on. They started that about 7-8 years ago.
That's their package store, right? So they're making the money. Yeah,
the Publix package stores. Yeah, well, they every now and then, sometimes I just get semi-embarrassed on being pretty much a drunk. It's like I'm not going to go to that store 7 days a week. What? What?
Is there hours though, like tonight? Yeah, my wife and
9
I
to
went to a
9
party.
usually. Most of
But we
most
left
of them like
because
9 to 9.
we wanted to get some bits. The last shop's at 11 p.m. shut, so we left so we could just go and get some drinks and stuff. So is it? And after 11 p.m. they won't sell it. So, but is that the same there or
more or less?
I mean, there's it varies from state, county,
Yeah,
county, city.
you got to remember, Lee, these are all state laws, so there's 50 different rules for 50 different
Right.
states.
Right.
I do think most states stop
I see.
selling.
Right, yeah.
They stop selling booze and from the stores at a fairly reasonable hour. I think that that's a smart move
Yeah.
because someone going
Yeah.
in at 1:30, 2 a.m. looking for booze is probably shouldn't be fucking giving it at that time,
The craving phenomenon should not be accommodated, at
Right.
12, 1 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It can be a killer. I mean, it's funny, but it can be a killer too, because it's
And the funny thing, Lee, is that the laws themselves are quite a mixture of history, religious movements, all these conflicting movements, tolerance, and
Right.
they call them
so forth,
Yeah.
and but also drunk driving issues. So
they call them blue laws here in Massachusetts.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the things they outlawed, which just came back up recently, was happy hour. Back in the 80s, there was like 7 or 8 fatal drunk driving crashes directly linked from people leaving a 4 to 6 p.m. happy hour, half price drinks, getting in their car and going and killing
Same
somebody.
here.
So they outlawed happy hours. You can't have drink specials here.
right.
The only thing you can do is have it be the entire night. That's legal, but you can't have a window of time where there's like a drastic price reduction. And the
Same happened here for those reasons.
Okay.
I did, Oscar. Yes, I did.
For a long time, they also had no alcohol sales on Sunday for like 80 years here.
most states had it that way.
Wow.
And of course, the border towns, they passed a bylaw that the border towns to New Hampshire could sell. So because all the kids at UMass, me included, would drive the 25 miles up to Greenfield, which was a border town, and you could buy as much beer as you wanted. So their Sunday business on these border towns was crazy. Anywhere there was a university nearby.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, you'd think ahead, but we never did. We'd always run out of beer mid-Sunday and be like, well,
Got to go for a beer run.
right. And then
Might be a good time for a topic segue,
Yeah.
but the women, the abortion. Now there's a few states that have now enacted these anti-abortion laws, and now the women are going across state lines to get abortion. So, it's the states don't always see eye to eye with each other. That's for sure.
yeah, I'm proud to say my state will accommodate the freedoms and the rights that women have and should always have and deserve.
I tend to not think it's very wise to try to limit that right. Whether you call it a privilege or a right, it's not good to curtail it. Not very smart.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Well, I'm still the lone holdout, hoping that when the actual opinion is issued, it will not overturn Roe versus Wade.
That's what I want to see.
Well, I mean, I heard Roberts saying that he thought it was a logical middle of the road to have the 15-week cutoff. And, there you go with him. That means that he's not a hard, fast no like Alito would be. But, Roberts is definitely more centrist, I guess.
Yeah, but he's not on the opinion for overturning Roe v. Wade. He's against that.
Okay.
It's a complicated case, and there's like an opinion saying yes, the Missouri law does not contradict Roe v. Wade, and then there's opinions that say yes, it does contradict it, so we're going to overturn Roe v. Wade. It's going to be complicated, but apparently that draft opinion does have a majority for overturning Roe v. Wade, but Roberts is not on that majority, I don't believe.
So then it would be 5-4 without him.
Yeah.
I mean, who would be the one that you could change there? Kavanaugh, maybe?
Barrett is what I was hoping.
Amy, though, Catholic? Meh.
Yeah.
She's not flipping.
I'm hopeful. I mean, I read her a certain way when she was based on her
they
previous opinions as more libertarian than.
Okay, that's.
But I have to admit, even I believe it's quite a long shot.
Okay.
And I'm not going to bet aphid lip real money on this.
Right. Do you recall when Kavanaugh got all the questions when they were really grilling him about his frat days, his college days? Did you ever happen to see the Saturday Night Live spoof on it?
No, I didn't.
When
I bet it was hilarious.
He's like, I like beer. I like beer. What are you gonna do about it? Beer is my thing, because like he did kind of like gnash his teeth a little. He was like, I like beer. Is that a problem? You know, like it was kind of odd to see Supreme Court justice up there acting that way. But
I mean, these Supreme Court Senate confirmations are they're so ridiculous, and they're just the theater of the absurd. And you think we're subjecting these high-minded, legal giants to the most puerile and infantile questioning.
Right.
It's so pathetic. I'm not sure how this country can be called a superpower and behave like that.
What did they get? Was it a yearbook where he said?
when you say like in each state there's different beer laws.
Yeah.
Alcohol laws.
Say that last part again.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
And alcohol in different states. When you said there's different laws to do with alcohol in different states. If that abortion law is overturned, does that mean the whole of the country's got state you live in? It's just that the laws changed for the nation.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. That's why it's such a biggie then. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Congress has said they're going to attempt to. The Democrats have said they're going to attempt to pass a federal law, sort of codifying Roe v. Wade. They tried, and it didn't get out of the Senate.
It got past the House, but
right, it didn't.
The Senate hasn't voted on it yet.
Well, they voted to table discussion, so it didn't even get to a vote. It won't.
Can't it? But when they say table, doesn't that mean for now? Isn't there a future date?
It's possible, but the votes aren't there. So Manchin was the one Democratic vote that was considered the turning vote. He said voted to close discussion.
All of the things that might favor getting some better balance between conservative and liberal, representation, will go out the window if the Supreme Court does do it. We're going to end up. And at this point, I snark and am sarcastic and sometimes very mean on Twitter, but I've learned what the limits are, so I don't get put in timeout.
Right.
But when you get to it, I have accepted that. I was listening to it was some wonderful quote. I either read it or listened to it. I think I listened to it. And it basically is just saying, look, you old guys and gals, just get out of the fucking way. And he says it in a really wonderful, nice way. He says, you're not part of the future. And yeah, these people that are in their 20s and 30s and that are all political activists, they're going to be political activists 30, 40 years after I'm dead. It's just like, okay, I'll put up some resistance and make sure that that there's, human life out there that's, 30, 40 years older than you. But, that's about all I'm going to do.
Well, I am not going to take that to heart at all. I will use every bit of persuasive ability I have left till the very end.
Oh, that sounds I will pierce at you from the edge of space. That sounds like Ricardo Montalban.
I strike at you.
Let me ask you this. Speaking of activists, did you like what that older fella did by gluing his hand to the counter at Starbucks to protest the overcharge? It was to protest an upcharge for vegan milk.
No.
That's it.
It's not an upcharge. It costs more. That's why they charge more.
That's not a good. cause to fall on your sword for. You know,
Right.
I want to save that 10 cents a cup.
I would have
of
just,
coffee, my God.
I would have just gotten an acetone out. Hello, gentlemen. I am not gentle. I resent that.
Uh,
I am a man,
yeah.
so I'll accept that half right.
But that was a pretty foolish move. It does seem to me that the protests of the 60s had more legitimacy or more of a real solid
Well, the
subject of the protest.
Yeah.
Compared to today, it's all over the fucking place.
Well, I mean, the 60s protests were things of consequence.
yeah, it's
That's what
straight
I
up
mean,
Civil
yeah.
Rights Act protest.
Right,
You know,
or free speech, or
was,
the war.
Exactly.
I was
not
very
charging
lucky.
a few pennies more for almond milk.
My sophomore year of high school, I went to a school that was just inundated with race riots. But the year it only happened the year after I left that school. I went across the river to the upscale high school because it was a trick to get me into the elite swim team,
Yeah.
onto the elite swim team, and it worked. We got onto the good swim team, and I got on the good swim team, and got away from the funky, inner city type high school when I did that. And my mom actually was a teacher at that it's not inner city, that's not the right word. You can't take a suburban town that maybe has 100,000 people and find a true inner city. You'll find a small hood, neighborhood
Yeah.
that's predominantly black, but you won't find inner city.
The inner city is just another euphemism.
Yeah,
I mean, I grew up inside the city of Chicago,
but that
and
was
I've heard people refer to my neighborhood as
Inner
the ghetto. It's not. It was a nice neighborhood. Philip's been there. He knows it's a nice place.
yeah, cool, very cool. But yeah, I mean, that was 1970 when let me think, I was 69, 70, I graduated in 71. It would have been 69, 70. My senior year was 70, 71.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there were big time riots then. And then when I got to college, my first semester, at the end of my first semester at LSU, the swim coach made us stay for the break to train instead of going home for like 3 weeks for a Christmas holiday. So instead of 3 weeks, we got like, maybe I think we got a week for the holiday,
Uh-huh.
and then the rest of the 2 or 3 weeks that the entire university was out of session, we were living inside the stadium. It was this real cool in Tiger Stadium. There's this. Back then, I don't know what they've done with everything now, but there were bunk beds and dorm areas and everything inside the stadium.
Huh.
That's where we're staying, and I swear to God, I can pull, if you want me to, on the Live Leak Discord channel. I can pull up the news article that shows how black Muslims came down from Chicago, started having shootouts with Baton Rouge police, and they put the entire city on a curfew for 2 weeks. So we, all of us were training, these funky training conditions, being worked like friggin', just incredible, break down the body workloads,
Mhm.
and exhausted, no fun to be had, worried about friggin' black Muslims from Chicago with guns.
Did your
It's like, God damn.
did your performance improve with all the workout? Or
I did all right the freshman year,
Yeah.
but those funky spinal things were already in play, so I never did get much better after the last year in high school. But these are stories about riots and civil rights causes and things like that. And the Civil Rights Act in '65, and then since then, I think you remember when I put on Twitter, been months ago now. I think there's been 9. What's the right word? Persons of color related federal legislations that have been, not legislations. Let me think. Yeah, it would be legislation, not executive actions, legislations that have been enacted in order to benefit, the civil rights stances and the financial rights and the.
Do you have an example of one, just so we can get some context?
I can put a link for it in the private chat. I can put the link for it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that. You guys do what you're doing, or
You
I'll just do it.
You familiar with what he's talking about specifically? Last Dance.
I think he's talking about.
I'll
You
go
mean like the John Lewis Civil Rights Act, that kind of a thing?
No, more like job.
I don't know if Biscuits saw.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead. I think you might have lost connection. Or me? Did I lose connection?
No, you're here.
We're all there. Yeah.
Okay.
Lee seems to have stalled.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, now I got to go find this thing. It'll take a while.
Oh, it's all right. You don't have
it's
to.
not on my desktop. No, I want to. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's like it sort of counters the narrative that we're an inherently racist nation that is inherently, picking on poor minorities. We're not doing that.
Well,
We're
I don't
doing
buy that
everything-
narrative.
Yeah, we're doing more than any other country in the history of the world has ever done to try to remedy the wrongdoings of the past.
Mhm.
Any other country in the history of the world,
No.
maybe UK. UK did some real, first.
Yeah, because
you were like,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead. First to stop slavery, you stopped it.
Yeah, no, just
England
saying. Yeah.
England did.
Yeah. But we've had statues ripped down, and BLM movement's been pretty big here at times. But I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if Biscuit saw this on English news on Friday. Are you aware of the children's nursery rhyme "Bar Bar Black Sheep"? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Careful, boys.
Yeah. So, well, there's a very popular English. There's a very
It's a
no.
good
This
story.
is amazing. There's a very popular nursery rhyme called "Bar Bar Black Sheep," and they want it rewritten, but not because of the word black. The rhyme goes: "Bar Bar Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir. 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane." Now, the people that are complaining about it and are getting a voice are vegans, because they're saying, well, the sheep might not have wanted to give up his wool. It's just absolutely ridiculous. There's also a rhyme which is
I'm
1,
sorry,
2, 3,
but-
4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive, and they want that rewritten because it's unfair on the fish being
Lee,
caught.
Do
And I
the-
just can't
do the-
believe they're getting a
do-
voice.
Do the animal rights activists not realise that if those sheep didn't have their wool cut off for spring, those sheep would die of heat exhaustion?
Right. I just saw a video
I
of
know, it's mad.
a
It's
sheep
mad.
that was left uncut, and the thing was stuck on its side with like 75 pounds of wool, and it was
Yeah.
couldn't fucking move,
Get
man.
Right.
Because there was
These
bred
people
to
are
keep
Crazy.
the wool
They're
will
crazy.
keep growing throughout its entire life. It will not stop.
Yeah.
It was bred that way.
Yeah, those particular vegans are crazy, but not all
Yeah.
vegans, because there are some good ones.
We're all crazy.
All right, there you go.
Not all the same crazy, but we're all crazy.
Right.
I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are.
Yeah, right. I mean, just like there's a whole
I
lot of
just don't
crazy
understand how
meat
some of these
eaters.
people even get a voice. It's just like, for goodness sake.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, you guys have a lot over there of the people who are like locking themselves in the middle of an intersection because of global warming. What's that movement called?
Yeah.
I remember
We've
reading
got one
about
called
them, but I've forgotten their names.
Britain.
Extinction
Yeah,
Rebellion.
which one-
Extinction, that's
all
the
That's the
houses.
one. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
there's a lot of them as well. Yeah.
Crazy.
I like the
Traffic
guy
in
who glued
London
his
and
face
the
to the
M25.
pavement and regretted it an hour later.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Vaguely remember that. Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, I saw a good one of some people who started setting up, and some big bruiser got out from God knows what part of England, maybe Manchester, and he just went towards the group of people and was like, "Get the fuck out of the road!" And they got out of the road. I mean, I do think he wouldn't have started punching people if they didn't fucking move. Like this guy had to go literally hang drywall or something. He wasn't fucking around, dude. And that's how everyone feels. That's how I would feel. I know long ago, Last Dance, you mentioned that you thought a legitimate action of civil disobedience can be roadblocking, and it was back in the 60s and 70s. Personally, I disagree. I don't know if you still feel that way.
I do, but you definitely need to consider the economic impact of any protest, and I think that it's never just as simple as saying.
How crazy is the world got that the police now need to carry a super glue deactivator as well as handcuffs?
Acetone.
Some kind of acetone, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about the states that are trying to enact laws that would say it's okay for a motorist to run them over? Which is happening. You don't like that?
I don't think a state can enact that kind of a law.
Well, Florida said something about it wasn't, I mean, I'm obviously embellishing a bit there, but they were basically saying that they're going to give more to the driver if the driver feels threatened. The driver can basically take off or run over people without having fear of lawsuits for damages.
Back in a minute. Sorry. Go on.
If people are surrounding the car and he feels threatened, sort of thing, they're making it easier for them not to worry about stepping on the gas and just letting it go.
I mean, ideally, one should not need to pass drastic new laws that would, suggest or encourage an action like that. I mean, in the end of the day, you don't want people getting hurt. You don't want the motorist to be a victim of a mob, and you don't want protesters, even protesters who are misbehaving, even protesters who are illegally protesting and perhaps even rioting. You don't want them to be gratuitously killed, run over, grievously injured if you can avoid it.
Right.
I remember.
That's one way to get through all those arms and legs. Again, nice sharp machete.
Have you ever seen those where they paint things on roads so it looks like there's a big chasm?
Yeah, I've seen that though.
And there's a row of traffic that's coming towards it. They're all turning around because they think it's
Smokesteve. Was it
road.
you? Was it you shared that Twitter?
That was a puddle.
A puddle, but it's the same kind of thing.
That was another one. I saw that one. It looked like there was a big hole in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's a big hole.
Yeah.
Oh, am I high? Oh, no, it's water. I'm high.
Yeah, that was
when the cars drove around it, you can see the reflection in the.
Yeah, but that was
a
great optical illusion. That really was good.
Something happened earlier today when my backing up the vehicle that it kept stopping and saying there was something behind me, but nothing there. So not sure what that's about. But
your vehicle's got a sensor or some radar to look for instructions. Yeah,
backup sensor, and hopefully that's not a thing. But maybe it's gotten dirty or something like that. It's a cheap Grand Cherokee, not too fancy, but it's got a few good little features. Solid car.
Do you think people have become a bit too what's the word I'm looking for? Dependent on these sensors for reversing and whatnot?
I like them if they can avoid
I know, but I don't think you should depend on them. You should use your mirrors as well because they can fail. I
know a lot of people, maybe more so are women that strictly use the cameras. And I know more guys, I think, use the mirrors. Maybe that's sexist, but that's just what I've observed.
Well, I like cameras. Maybe that's my feminine side.
Well, cameras are a bit...
rearing its beautiful head.
Cameras are a bit different to sensors. They actually give you a visual cue.
Especially backup cameras will show you areas that you just can't see.
Yeah.
And... I mean, I turn around, but I like to look at the mirror as well. I have this fear of running over a dog or a child, and these cameras. It's an irrational fear, but still, it's a fear.
You should still use your mirrors as well as, but the camera can be a good thing to show blind spots.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And they were invented to hopefully save some kids' lives because there's been some horrendous tragedies which totally unimaginable for a parent to have to go through that.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are situations like with vans that a van can't see behind it. If it had a camera on the back, it can actually see.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good point. I wonder if Aphid's going to join. It's getting late here.
Well, if he does join, we'll give him a hard time for joining so late.
I mean, it's totally fine. He probably did or is doing what I did today, and that's scrubbing and cleaning the pool. Oh, look at that. Everyone's retweeting and talking about the pub. That's nice. And I think I've been screwing up for a while by saying 12 p.m. BST. It's 12 a.m.
Right.
Right. So I say 7 p.m. and it's got to be 12 a.m.
I'm pretty sure people know it's always at this time of night.
The way you can always avoid the PM and AM by calling the AM one midnight and the PM one noon.
Right. Good point. I'm going with that next time. Yeah, so we scrubbed out the pool. We left it out uncovered, so it was a pain in the balls, but Do you still have yours, Biscuit?
No.
Toast?
Long gone. Mine was a biohazard.
Yeah.
Everybody's pool's a biohazard unless you keep working on it, right?
Yeah, I had to add some.
I hadn't had that pool up for 3 years.
No kidding, huh? It's been that long? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fun, but
That was when my mobility started waning. I was able to do it before.
I thought you had one like a year and a half ago, and you said you couldn't get in it because the ladder wouldn't support you.
Maybe I'm just losing track of actual time.
I think it was last summer, or
maybe. I can't remember. Time's just one of them things that you just lose track of.
Yeah, I am Oscar, rum and Bud Light, and Last Dance in his darkness there has Malibu Black.
Yep.
What exactly is that? Is that like a pre-mixed rum drink?
It's a
liqueur.
coconut flavored rum.
Yeah.
It's like a rum liqueur kind of.
Exactly.
It's rum mixed with some sugar and flavorings.
Right.
And you drink it just neat?
Yep.
Do you have a glass tonight or a bowl or something?
Yeah. I put it in my whiskey, my Jack Daniel's cup.
Nice. Hey, that works.
Yeah.
Nice rocks glass. I'm going to go ahead.
Is that the same stuff that leaves like sugar crystals along with cap? Like under the cap?
I mean, it's got sugar in it. I don't know that it leaves crystals. I know.
The white bottle that we used to get used to leave like a sugary crystally. Like if you drink it over a couple of days, it forms sugar crystals around the rim of the cap and gets really sticky.
Interesting. Never heard of that, but actually I have heard of that. I've seen that with a lot of boozes, and people have are working other people's houses, apartments often, and often when they have complaints about fruit flies, they have a full bar with like 19 different sweet liquors. You're like, they're all opened, so you might
You're lucky you don't have ants.
Right, exactly. Usually that shuts them right up. But they are sweet. That's why I cut them out. I went back to the straight booze. I did a little bit of the peanut butter whiskey for a couple bottles there. And I swear to God, like my Irish teeth started to hurt from the sugar. I swear. I was like, I think my fucking...
You're kidding.
No.
That's funny.
Dude, so the teeth, they're very Irish. They get a cavity. I look at a cake and I get a cavity,
Yeah.
And I
must have Irish teeth.
At night, after a few, like right now, I know we have the cinnamon cake upstairs. I'm like, God, I know I'm going to tear into that sucker at about 11 o'clock tonight. Because also the bit of the, I'm trying not to waste with food costs being up. So you're like, well, can't let the cake go to waste. Got to, Otherwise,
I think that's a case. I think that's a case of the munches, Steve.
oh yeah, definitely, dude.
More than anything, yeah.
I couldn't believe how much butter's gone up. It's like more than twice as expensive than it used to be.
Butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about $7 a pound here. It used to be like $4.
A 500-gram tub is £4.
500 grams is more or less.
What are you buying, Biscuit?
A pound.
Buying though? What brand?
All of the brands have gone up to about that price. The only cheap ones that I found was, I think it was a 200-gram tub from a Happy Shopper brand that were 50p, but it was literally like a vegetable. A vegetable spread, not
eat that.
Not a
Oh,
butter.
dude, yeah, don't eat that.
Like Utterly Butterly, Lurpak, they're all like £4 for 500 grams.
Yep.
Yeah, Lurpak. I'm a Lurpak
Yeah,
fan.
I like Lurpak, but it's
like you say, it's gone up. Yeah.
I like Clover as well.
It's worth it. It's worth it. But,
What the hell are you talking about in the chat? It's made from blacks? What does that mean?
Is that about Last Dance's?
My rum.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, cool. It wasn't offensive. I mean, no, black sugar.
It's black rum.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and feature that one just so it gets on the. That's a good one.
Blacks, I mean the black type of sugar cane, of course.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
Competition.
Hey, I'm extremely happy today as well.
Yes.
Liverpool won the FA Cup today. They beat Chelsea. Yes. On penalties. It went the whole way, but we won. So yeah, cool.
Outstanding.
Nice. Is that it? That's the championship, dude? The cup?
No,
That's
not the
top?
Premiership. It's a cup, yeah. So it's like the top cup in England. So we won that today. We're still in the running to win the Premiership, although I don't think we will. There's 2 games left, and Manchester City are I think they're 3 points ahead. They'd have to lose, and I don't think they will. But we've won there's also a cup called the Carabao Cup. We've won that this year already. And then we're in the Champions League final as well, which is at the end of May. So we could end up winning 3 trophies, which would be good. So.
Now, what about Hayden's team, Man U? Any good? Suck? What?
Who's this?
Hayden Hewitt, the guy who owns this whole shit that we're on. His team is Manchester United. Are they in? Are they out? Are they?
No, they're having a nightmare. The whole squad needs to be replaced for Manchester United. They're having. Seriously, yeah, they're in a bad place at the moment. A bad place. Yeah. Even the Man United fans want them all gone. They just wanted to rebuild the squad. It's just like they've all been paid an absolute fortune, but down tools. They're just crap. They just play crap. They're just nothing like they used to be. So yeah, it needs a total rebuild. That's for sure.
Cool.
But as Liverpool are their biggest rivals, I'm absolutely loving it. So.
Yeah, owner of the Boston Red Sox, John Henry, also owns Liverpool.
He does indeed, yeah. Yeah. He must be very happy. Very happy.
As well as Roush Racing, which is also worth in the multi-billions of dollars, each one of them. So, yeah, he's got a set.
What's that? Roush Racing or whatever? What's that?
They own a ton of NASCAR cars and I think all kinds of
NASCAR, yeah.
Huge money, dude.
Right.
I mean, he bought, and now, you know what? Now he's going to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins. Is that right? Anyone? Last Dance? I think.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yeah, talk about a conflict of interest. Some people are saying he owns the Boston Red Sox and the Pittsburgh Penguins. So when the Penguins come to play the Bruins, and it's in Boston, and he also owns the local Red Sox team, kind of bullshit, but
it's not much. It's
a talking point on the Squawk Box, sports talk, but it's really a nothing burger in my opinion. It's business.
Before you were born,
supports City, not United.
Before you were born, Smokesteve, the National Hockey League had 6 teams, and 3 of them were owned by one person. He owned the New York Rangers, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Detroit Red Wings. And he basically, used the other teams to make sure that the Detroit Red Wings were the best team of the three he owned. So,
Cheers.
What's up, dude? How you
hey,
doing?
Aphid Lip.
How you
Thanks
guys
to-
doing?
Thanks for joining us, Prima Donna. You decided to show up, and
Oh man,
you look kind of tired, actually.
it's been one of those.
Yeah, gotta say hi to Aphid.
It's been one of those years.
Yeah. You have to carry a 200-pound sign up a mountain.
I'm
Well,
too
this-
stoned to do curating work. Sorry to interrupt, Aphid. Now go
Oh,
ahead.
no, you're fine.
Man City apparently is winning Liverpool,
Sorry?
by the way.
Have I what?
It's just been hectic, and then just now I went to go get. I got a carton of smokes this morning, and I went to go pull one out. To come down here and hang out with my 5 favorite buds. On a Saturday night, drink a couple cold ones with, and I realized that they had given me menthols.
Oh,
So I had to
bitch.
run back up there and exchange them for my
Menthols.
brand of choice.
Is it true that they're outlawing menthols in the United States? I think I
They're
heard
trying. I think they'll
They're outlawed
succeed.
here.
Are they?
They're
They're outlawed
here.
in
You can't buy them in the
Massachusetts. They're
UK.
outlawed.
And
Yeah.
do you know why they're outlawing them in the US?
No, no idea.
Because it's the choice. It's the
Because black
people-
It's because the
the
minority.
cigarette of choice for black people.
I sort of got that, but that seems like
Really?
semi arbitrary reason to.
That's
to-
what they're saying it's for. They're basically
Yeah.
saying we
Believe
need,
it or not,
we need,
they're
we
saying
need to
this
protect
is
black people.
exactly
We
this
need-
is
yeah.
this is a paternalistic racial justice angle they're using, which is just outrageous.
All right.
Haven't you guys ever heard of Black Lungs Matter?
Not until now, and now my mind has been poisoned by another
Yes.
phrase.
Yes, now I'm thinking about coal miners.
Very nice. Very good. Was that totally off the cuff?
I just came up with that.
Good.
just now.
Wow,
The
you're
man
on fire.
is
Damn.
the man is a stand-up genius.
I can't hold back.
I'm definitely moving to West Virginia now. That's it. Gonna go work in a mine.
Did you guys? Speaking of
Almost
minorities,
there.
did you guys hear about that shooting? Did you guys talk about that already?
Buffalo.
Yeah, all I heard was 10 people were killed and that there was supposedly a racist motive. That's the only thing I heard.
Well, I guess he live streamed it on Twitch, and it was blatantly racist laden.
Fuckers.
Was it
What I also heard was that he was
it-
taken into custody, which I found disappointing.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. I was looking for the video.
which race was the perpetrator? So
White.
He was a white
Very-
18-year-old young man.
Okay, so an idiot. All right.
But yeah, I guess he did the first person like the Christchurch deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But I couldn't find
man.
it. I looked. I couldn't find it. I guess I'm a sick mother.
I'm looking right
What?
now, and you're
Your
right.
Google
it's
foo
not.
is gone.
Well, because it's because right now all the keywords that I'm using still bring up the news story, and it's so over everything right now that's all you
I
get.
get it.
And I went to Leaked Reality, and they didn't have it.
It's not here yet. There yet, from what I can see.
Here,
Does
what are you
have that level
on the
of,
payroll over there?
content?
No, I'm on the page right now, looking at it.
Does Odyssey have that level of content, or are they a little bit,
No, negative.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know any gore sites anymore. I mean, besides that one, I don't know. Like, is there a bunch of them like there used to be? Like some ones
I
even
don't
if there
have no
were, I
idea.
wouldn't seek them out at this
What's that?
point.
What's
I'm-
that one that has the nasty sex stuff where they're like abusing the chicks and stuff? That one.
Not best score. Best
Adult
score is
friend
gone,
finder?
right? Is best score?
Was it
gone?
best score? Was it best score? It was
I
like
think the best
shaming.
score is gone.
Sounds about
They
right.
like shamed the chicks in the X-rated nudie films, stag films. I think they called them back in your time, Cypher and Last Dance.
Yeah.
Stag.
There's some random forums that you can get into, like, who is that? What the fuck is that?
They mean.
I remember the first time
I think
bought
it's
porn,
Lee's
I bought it-
significant other working
Maybe.
in the kitchen.
It's all right,
I bought,
Lee. It's
I bought
okay.
these
Oh,
Say, we give it.
Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Howells. Mrs. Howells.
Oh.
she definitely is your better
he's
half.
The guys
There's
that
no,
Saturday night.
no mistake in that.
Put her on camera.
Yeah, I
Go
am batting
away.
above my average, believe me. She's gone shy now. She walked off. Yeah. Good night. Love you. Good night.
How long you been married, Lee?
oh.
26 years.
Oh, man.
Well, you must have looked a lot better 26 years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
Spot on.
everybody needs
Just
to
kidding.
put everybody
Poor
needs
girl.
to put on
The
their
poor
calendar
girl.
that Smokesteve's anniversary is August 4th.
All right, I'll put it on my
That's
calendar.
Smokesteve
If I remember.
Anniversary with his wife?
Yeah, isn't that right, Smokesteve?
I believe it is.
Yes.
I'm
good.
just a
I'm
couple
good
weeks
about
after that.
I
We'll be-
cares. I cares about people. I know anniversaries and everything.
It's our 25th this year.
No kidding, huh?
Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys got married young. That is cool.
Oh,
though.
now I gotta do
I
research.
think I was like
and the only reason I know
20
that, Steve, is that you said
How
it.
old were you?
It's not because I went and found
40.
out all that shit.
48.
Some people are worried about that.
You were
No
28.
worries.
No, 25.
25. Okay.
I was 23. It's 25 years. I'm saying.
How long were you again?
Okay.
How long were you again?
I got married when I was 20.
Last.
No,
Yeah.
21. I was married when I was 21.
Man, a man with a goal and a plan. You good. Better than I.
So how many years were you married then?
I was married one day less than 35 years.
What did I say?
Wow.
Hey, yeah, cool.
Yeah. So I call it 35. I round up.
35 years. That's good.
Right. Yeah, that's legit.
No, it's 24 this year.
Yeah, why not?
25 years, you'll never get back.
25.
Wait, Ethan's having a discussion with Mrs.
Oh.
Lip about the exact date here.
Uh,
Did you get it wrong?
It's 20. You guys must have misunderstood me. I said 24
right.
years this
Woo!
year.
I heard
Oh, yeah,
24
I heard 24 as well.
Totally.
because you'd be dead if you got your anniversary, Lauren.
Right.
You're 24.
Yeah. You're gonna get some audiology testing done for Mrs. Lip because you said 24.
It was 97. It's 25 years.
Huh?
It was 97.
Yeah.
I know that.
22.
Right about that one.
You
Only
better,
20
you better be right.
Wait.
Nathan Lip.
07, 17,
Right.
18, 19,
Plus
20.
5.
But at what point in the year, did you
Once
get
he
married?
hits it this year, if it
Yeah.
was that year.
Yeah,
it
but
will-
this is
It was-
important.
August of 1997. I remember it now.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Me too.
Ah, that's cool, man.
Would
Congratulations.
you like to hear my 4
How
anniversary?
long have you been married, Steve? How long have you been-
I've forgotten every one of them. Sorry. man.
Well, we've been
That's
married for
just
some years now.
I'm encumbered and challenged, so and
Probably-
a cunt. So we know all these things
In a good way.
in a good way. That's right. A likable cunt.
Steve, you didn't actually give a year. You just went some years. You don't know, do you? You're in trouble.
Yeah. You sussed that out, Lee.
I'm
Good.
doing some math here. I'm doing some math. Okay, so it was 1 year.
There's going to be a spate of divorces soon. People don't know how long they've been married.
None of us are going to make it to how long Lee.
No,
See,
the
like-
wives will just insist that I
Nobody
get
ever
kicked
asked
off.
this question while
What-
Lee's wife was
what?
watching.
I think we're right at about 15 years here. 15, 1-5.
Yeah, about.
But you guys have known each other for,
You think?
for a long
You
time.
think?
haven't you?
Yeah, I think we dated for about 4 years, so we knew each other.
Very nice.
well.
I've just got this premonition that we're going to see a message from Smokesteve's wife in a minute appear on the screen.
Right.
I think I got that right. I mean, I'm pretty good.
I
Yeah,
have
hope so.
cleverly figured out it. If I go to the Council of Aging's, senior citizen service and facilities, service centers and facilities, I can find someone to date. I can find a woman to date.
Ooh,
She'll be a nice blue-haired Henrietta, and it'll be all sweet.
yeah. I mean,
What can I say?
There you go.
forward to
As an old man, I need an old lady.
Yeah, I mean, my dad recently became a single dude, and he's got
Oh,
immediately ladies in his elder community are like, yeah, look at
yeah.
him up and down. There's a lot more older women out there than older men.
Well,
So
Oh,
and
really?
if the
Oh, yeah.
older men are like your old man, your
It
dad's,
was
fit and in
Yeah.
the elderly years. I've got a guy that's about 3-4 years older than me. He lives in a big condo building about half a mile away, and his wife passed away from cancer about 2 years ago, and within a year, I mean, on his Facebook page, I mean, smoking hot blonde, just, oh, look at me, I'm with this man, and he's ex Texas A&M basketball player. I got to know him in Kiwanis. He was a Kiwanis, guy back in early 2000s, and yeah, if you're fit and older, the women are going to be there for you. Just remember that, young men.
when I moved my parents into a senior facility. It was the same phenomenon. My dad and mom were still alive and living and married, but we got on the elevator once, and this older woman was asking me and my sister about my mom was there about my dad. She asks, "Is he married?" And we said, "Yes, he is." And my mom she chimes in and says, "To me."
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Well, guys, I've lasted as long as I can.
Brilliant.
I'm going to go
Okay,
bed.
take care,
Yeah.
man.
All right,
See you, buddy.
Biscuit. Take care of yourself, buddy.
Be well. Please
Later.
stay well.
Take
Will
care,
do.
Biscuit. Take care, mate.
Night night.
See you. There was a Seinfeld about something like that where Jerry's with Elaine and the guy just starts totally hitting on her, and Jerry's like, how come he assumes that I'm not with you? What the fuck? Like, we're here together and he's totally hitting on you. It's like, yeah, it's a thing. Like, the spouse is right there, and this woman, same thing. That's the brilliance of Seinfeld. They always were able to pick it out,
Saw the show. It was pretty darn cool.
Totally, man. Totally.
That is so true, though, about life. If you're single and you really want a relationship with somebody, you just don't seem to get a sniff. But the moment you're sort of like with someone and you're happy, I don't know if it's something we give off. And then women are like I'm with somebody, and it's like, for goodness sakes, it's unreal.
I can see a before and after on the huge weight gain I had. I had offers for action, beaucoup, until I put on 50 pounds, and then it's like, no, everything changed, everything.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh. So that's another thing that motivates me to, stop being a wastoid.
It's true. Yeah, dude.
You still
like
you
that,
still
wastoid.
lifting? You
That's
said
good.
you were lifting a few weeks
Yeah,
ago.
I'm lifting. I had a good session.
Good.
I mean, I can do curls I can do 35 push-ups now, straight through without stopping.
That's a lot.
For a guy my size,
God, that's good.
Yeah.
And I can do curls with 50 in each hand about 6 times.
Work out with your brother at all? I know he
No.
works out a lot.
He does solo.
I think he does.
We're on separate schedules, so
Yeah, got it.
But yeah, I'm lifting, man, and I'm definitely feeling stronger. It's just shedding the weight is not easy because now my muscles are hungry, but I'm losing it and I'm putting on muscles. So just keep it up.
35 push-ups at a time in your 40s is a lot of push-ups.
Yeah, and I'm like,
That's great.
probably 230. So that's a lot of weight up and down.
It is. It is.
Psyched.
I've joked about not wanting to ever tangle with you. And that joke still
that guy. No one wants to tangle with him.
That guy. That's the suplex guy, man.
Always gotta stay alert, We lost our boy again. Yeah, she might still be on the phone with Sammy. I don't think so, though. That would have been a long conversation even for them. Usually they're a good hour and then they're done.
My sister and I have started having much longer calls lately, and we'll have hour and a half long calls sometimes. I can see what I'm doing, and it's classic. It's not like the middle-age crisis deal. It's more like lonely old man deal.
Right.
You know, and as much as I love these, virtual sessions that we have, you know, my life here in the town I live in is not sociable. I'm a hermit. I hide up here. I see people, and I know a lot of people here at the condo, and I'll wave, and I'm good. I have one of those classic instant, put on the smile so that you look halfway normal. And I'm fairly well received around here at the condo building, but I'm lonely.
Yeah, there you go.
It's making the effort, Cypher. You've got to make the effort and get out there.
Well, I'm looking at what I'm doing. I looked at that one lady I told you about, and I watched her activities, and I watched her when I was talking about how we weren't in the same category. It's because she's much, much wealthier than I am. And in her retirement, she's going to want to do what most women in her category do, and that's travel. And she's already told me I had her here at the condo for a drink. Right at the very beginning, that was the first thing we did.
Did you roofie her?
I thought about running to the roof, but
just kidding. YouTube censors. I'm totally against that sort of stuff.
I don't know this. I don't know this slang. What does that mean?
Rohypnol is the date rape drug.
I don't
Roofies. Know. Roofies are the date rape.
Way to play innocently.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, I misheard. Now I get it 100%. Right. Yeah, right.
Lee the Virgin. Never heard of any of that.
I think they used to take it like recreationally in the 70s.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's kind of like a Valium, right?
Before it's
Mother's Little.
I think so.
Very much
Mother's Little Helper, they used to call that, and the Rolling Stones wrote a song about it called, of course, Mother's Little Helper. Great tune, but
I have no firsthand knowledge of it. I'm just relaying the cultural expectations around it.
Yeah, I mean, they rename it. I think it was Klonopin, getting pinned. They used to call it in the 90s.
Isn't that a different one?
Yeah, Klonopin's.
Yeah, I feel like that's different.
Unless it's just much lower.
Let's get Bill Cosby on the horn. He'll
It's totally different, but I think the end
end
result of Klonopin was that still people took too much of it to get totally just zoned out, all mellow and shit.
Without ever going into really, hardcore drug-seeking behavior. I had, when I had the doctors, prescribing opioids, and I've still got the prescribing, the nervous system drugs, and now, I've got the medical marijuana. So, yeah, you're right. There's always that temptation to take some extra, and then mix them all up, to get different effects. And without being a criminal, I'm guilty of that in order to, get out of pain and amuse myself. Yeah, in my case, it's pain avoidance and a little bit of feeling. There's probably a lot of other dynamics that we don't want to go into. We don't want to use these stupid clinical words. I'm sure I have some of those things.
Sure.
Speaking of avoiding pain, I just want to clarify that it misunderstood, and it is our 25th anniversary, like I said originally.
I'm glad to see that marital bliss has returned to the age of lip
worked out, didn't it? I see that had to be
She was
worked out.
confused when last Nancy asked me how old.
So you were right then.
I said I was right. I knew I was right. I knew it was our 25th.
Good man. Nailed it.
But yeah,
I don't think I asked you how old you were. I asked you how old you were when you got married.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I said like 23 or 24, and she heard that and thought that's what I was saying about how old you were.
I see. Boy, that was clever of me to cause that confusion.
Yeah, it was all your fault.
I feel good about that now.
Yeah, there was a lot of numbers going out there all at once. Poor guy was fighting for his life.
I know it was, man. I was like, come on, man. This one I don't deserve. We always dated for like 3 years before that, and we knew each other for 5 years before that, probably.
Before that.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty cool. Did you get your pool set up, opened up on the ground?
No, not yet. We're doing the bigger one, and
We dated for 6 months, and then we
I
got
haven't had a
married.
chance to redo it.
6
But
months. That's it, huh? Go ahead, dude. So you got what?
I have to. The one we're
6
putting
months,
up
but
is,
get a load of this, right?
is he
Get
on
a load
delay?
of this. Not only
I
was
think
it
Lee's on
6.
delay.
Not only was it 6 months. Sorry.
Oh, I think you're on delay, Lee.
Well, it's
I was just saying that would. Maybe it might be the connection, but I was saying 6 months. It was before we decided to get married. But bear in mind, during those 6 months, we only saw each other at weekends because I lived at one end of the country, and Lizzie lived in Manchester, so we could only see. So really, time-wise, it was minimal.
Let's try test this out. Lee, say what's up, dudes.
5, 6.
What's up, dudes?
7.
Yes.
8 seconds
I knew
delay.
it, man.
At least 8 seconds.
I knew it.
You know,
Lee, maybe try logging off and coming back on.
Really?
Lee, did you go over to the YouTube feed, or are you still on the?
Yeah, that's what I'm
StreamYard
going to do. I'm going to do that.
feed? Go to the StreamYard feed.
Oh,
And then
he knows.
mute-
That's
He
StreamYard. So I'm going
YouTube.
to. I'm going
Mute
to.
YouTube and
Yeah, I doubt
make
he's listening to
StreamYard.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, that'll
'Cause
do
he
it
was
every
on.
time.
He was on par with us. I think he's.
Well,
he's
no, I'm wrong. You
Okay.
hear
I'll be
you
back.
hear your sound, but it's the visual that's delayed on YouTube. I think. No, I think it's both. If you mute StreamYard and YouTube is your audio and video feed,
Oh yeah, that would
it'll always be
too.
hard.
But I think
Yeah.
he was closer with us at one point. I think he slowly. He like glitches out.
Here we go, guys.
Ah, there you go. Oh man, Smokesteve,
no.
you missed Smokesteve talking so highly of you.
He was
He
just
was saying,
extolling the virtues
It's a
and
shame you
his
missed
worship of
It's
you.
going to be mad suspicious, bastards.
Fortunately, there's no way to watch what transpired ever again.
She'll never know the difference.
You'll never know.
YouTube.
But it is true that he said nothing bad about you.
What a lucky fellow
Right.
that Smokesteve is after those
Yep.
kind words he said about
Yep.
you.
Right.
Wow.
I'm not taking the joking about this any further because you can go all over the place. Just best for me to shut up.
It's fine.
It's fine. Thank you for merciful one.
Please back. What are we-
Smokesteve, did you find that video yet?
Which one?
Did you any luck finding the live?
No, I only looked for like.
If you
45
do
seconds.
come across that, private message me that link.
Likewise, please.
All right.
I don't think I want to see it.
I don't want to see it either, but I want to get to that point where I don't want to see it.
Eventually, if you see
I'll tell you-
enough,
I want to see one where the last scene is the guy's camera jerking back as he's the last
Yeah,
one that
and you
gets
see
shot.
a blood spurt. go out.
Exactly. That one I'm willing to see.
all right, here we go. Lee Marvin coming back.
Lee Howells.
Sorry, what did I say?
Lee Marvin. Yeah, Lee Marvin.
Isn't that from
Exactly.
What About
Great-
Bob?
He was a great old Lee Marvin.
Dr. Lee. What was it?
Cat Baloo. That was the one he was in.
Remember
Yeah.
the
He
Ballad- I
was
think
in,
it's called
like-
the Ballad of Cat Baloo.
That's who I was named after. I
There
was
you
named
go.
after. Lee Marvin.
Hey, I was on to
no
that.
kidding.
Well, I'll be-
Yeah, the Dirty Dozen,
Cool.
maybe.
Yeah, he was in Dirty
I
Dozen.
think so.
Yeah, I was
All
named
right.
at the time.
Yeah,
There
it
it
was
It worked.
when my mum gave birth. The number one single in the United Kingdom was "Born Under a Wandering Star." Yeah, by Lee Marvin.
Your sound.
We'll never know. We'll never
Right.
know.
Indeed.
Hold that thought, Lee, and come. I mean, wait for your buffering to stop or whatever.
Your audio cut out, Lee. What was the number one song?
Let's see if I'm gonna.
That helps.
Born Under a Wandering Star. Born Under a Wandering Star by Lee Marvin.
Oh, now you're
I didn't know he recorded
Really?
music.
I did not.
I don't think that might be a different person. That might be.
Could be Marvin Lee.
Johnny Mathis.
I
Marvin,
think Lee. His name isn't Johnny Owls.
Right.
Oh, Marvin
Right.
Lee. Sorry, it was Marvin Lee, maybe. Yeah, sorry.
I don't know.
Marvin Lee,
I
yeah,
was just
Marvin
throwing that
Lee.
out.
There you go, Marvin Lee.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Marvin Hayes.
Maybe it was Marvin Lee. I don't know. Yeah.
Marvin Hayes. Marvin.
Marvin Gaye.
Who's the black soul? Gay. That's it.
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
He
Is
was
that
the
it,
one,
Lee?
was he the one that was
Marvin
shot by his brother? I think.
Well,
Son.
no, that doesn't fit into Lee Howes. Marvin
No,
Gaye.
Marvin Gaye shot his father, I think. And
Yeah.
Oh, that's
himself
right. That's right.
On
That's
I
right.
cocaine.
remember that.
Are you
Yeah.
sure that's how it happened?
I think
I
so.
think that's right.
I'm gonna
That might
wiki
be
it.
worth a research. Yeah, that's worth a research.
Nope. I was born under a wandering star by Lee Marvin.
That's it.
Lee
I'll
Marvin.
be damned. And it's number one.
Oh, we lost Lee.
Lee's
And-
back.
And that's not a different Lee Marvin. It's the actor.
Marvin
Can't,
Gaye.
can't sing. I mean, that happens. There are actors.
Are you
and
saying
actors
Lee Marvin was gay?
no? Saying he couldn't sing.
Okay.
But
Because
but
someone
apparently
mentioned
he
Marvin
could.
being gay, and I thought maybe we were.
I don't know, but that
Oh,
Ernest
Martin
Borgnine always looked a little funny to me, I gotta say.
Well, because he was funny looking.
He
Yeah, he
was weird. He had
Oh, here we go.
that weird flat front mouth. Front
Strange.
upper. Yeah, he was.
Are you ready for the Marvin Gaye?
Yes. Yes.
Marvin Gaye intervened in a fight between his parents
Back in
on
a
the
minute, back in a
afternoon of
minute.
April 1st, 1984. It was the April Fool's joke. In the family house in Hancock Park, District of Los Angeles, and he became involved in a physical altercation with his father, who shot Gaye twice, once
The
in the
father
chest,
shot him.
piercing his heart, and then
Oh.
into Gay's shoulder.
So
The shooting took place in Gay's bedroom.
they were saying that it's an April Fool's joke that the mother and father were.
No, that was what do you call it? When I ad-libbed that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
I didn't mean to throw you
That's
off.
your great comedy.
Yeah. Well,
Instincts.
there's a couple of things that come to
And then
mind.
you said shooter for shoulder, and that
Yeah,
made me
right.
lose it a little. I'm still laughing.
Why?
Right when you're talking
why did-
about the guy's death, I'm cracking up from the shooter. You know?
Why, after all those hits, why did he still live with his parents? That's what I want to know.
I had heard that he was coked out of his mind when he.
That's
when
what I
this
heard
happened.
too.
Well,
Yeah.
it didn't say anything about cocaine. I think they call it.
Cocaine.
Yeah,
Let me
it's so
see.
weird. Back then, they'd be like, "All right, well, we made a lot of money. Let's go
One
buy
day
a
short
pound
of his
cocaine."
45th
Right.
birthday.
We could buy a bigger mountain of cocaine now.
You know, Rick James was like, "Well, let's get a mansion and a lot of cocaine to do it in the mansion."
Oh, here's an interesting twist. Marvin Gaye Sr. was initially charged with first-degree murder, but the charges were reduced to voluntary manslaughter following a diagnosis of a brain tumor.
In
That is-
him or in the kid? In Marvin or the dad?
No, Marvin died.
Right. No, but
They're both
so-
named Marvin.
Yeah.
So the father had a brain tumor. Which-
Yes, and that caused him to freak out and fight with his wife, which caused Marvin to intervene, which caused his death.
But what about the April Fool's joke?
That was all
Still,
me.
I'm still laughing about it.
Nathan Lip has a sublimated sense of humor.
I'm gonna see if Marvin Gaye did cocaine.
I'm
All right, I'm
going to
going to
ask
go
you a
get
question in a
rum
minute.
and beer.
Nathan Lip. Okay, while you're doing
How do
that,
you spell cocaine?
COCAINE.
It's a tough one.
That's a hard one.
COCAINE.
Oh no, that's wrong.
Right.
That's just you spell
Oh,
it.
here's interesting. Marvin was first introduced to cocaine in the 1960s. Marvin had an issue snorting, so he would use it by either rubbing it on his gums or eating it.
I think almost every musician in the 1960s had a problem with cocaine.
So he,
It might have been
An old gum rubber, huh? Those are the worst.
Oh, God.
Cocaine fiends.
Marvin Gaye's wife reveals how he tortured her. Oh, geez.
Oh, Lord.
What's going on, right?
Exactly. Torture. That's what's going on.
What's going on?
That's right.
What's going on?
Good ad lib. That was a good one. Okay. To let you know that some of your attempts at humor don't go unnoticed, Aphid Lip.
Oh,
2
yeah?
weeks ago, for about 3 to 5 minutes, you wore gold round glasses that looked almost exactly like mine.
Oh
for-
yeah.
and you were doing things that I do rather than things that you do. So were you?
Oh
in
no,
fact
no,
mimicking me?
it had. First of all, I don't have gold glasses. I think they're orange rimmed, but it was all just my natural. We just have a similarity because
You
I
just never
promise
did
you
it.
to my heart that
You
I
know,
was
it would have
not
been funny.
I was
It was.
not trying to imitate
I
you
was
at all.
getting ready to start laughing about it. And it was 2 weeks ago, and I've never seen you wearing it. You sure they weren't gold? I
No,
mean,
I have orange ones. Let me see if they're
they
in
were okay.
my little
I'm sure.
reader
Oh
basket here.
man,
Yep, here
Oh,
they are.
man, that
Right.
made a noise.
that's got
These
to
are
be
probably the ones you're talking about.
that. I mean, if they're round, it's almost got to be them.
Yep. These
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
right here.
On
Yep.
your face, they look, a combination.
Looks like John Lennon.
Orange gold. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I got them because well,
Or like a
Last
real
Dance. I
young.
always like to include this in my repertoire for the night, but I get my readers at Goodwill because you can get nicer ones than you can at the Dollar Tree.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, are
And-
you doing a run? I missed it?
Huh?
He was explaining how he saves money on readers.
Yeah, I save money on readers, and I was queuing in Last Dance because I know he gets a kick out of me saving money.
I already know who you are, basically, because I know your type.
But anyway, I thought I had a pair of these orange ones and a pair of blue ones, and I was like, oh, those are different. I could maybe try those. And I just out in public, I can't do it. I feel too awkward wearing them, so they go in my spare basket of
I wear my stuff.
readers. Oops.
Usually when I go out,
Yep.
I have sunglasses. So
Back to
I'll
Goodwill you
wear
go to get
the
replacements.
regular glasses go here, and I'm sure that anybody outdoorsman always do it. Most people have a lanyard. I think that's what they call it, isn't it? For glasses, where where it hooks
Yeah.
around the back,
Yeah, you can call that a lanyard.
or a loose one. Yeah, it's sometimes
think-
tight, sometimes loose.
This is a good point for me to remind everybody that Sean Lennon liked a comment of mine on Twitter.
I think I
Wow.
remember
I'll
you
never forget
mentioning
that.
That was pretty.
I know I won't. At least I didn't 2 weeks after it happened, so here I am reminding
I
everybody.
think I suggested you showed him your full back tattoo of what's the guy that shot his dad?
Mark David Chapman.
I'm trying to remember who some famous person gave a like to.
You got bats in the studio, Smokesteve?
No, fly.
Oh,
And I
okay.
got it first whack.
Yeah.
But Gummo has liked a few of my tweets.
Well,
Oh,
that's not
really?
bad. It's not Sean Lennon, but it's not
Oh,
bad.
It's
Someday
not
you'll get to my level, Smokesteve.
I think Dave Mustaine likes
Son.
mine. Dave Mustaine, pretty good. Megadeth lead singer, guitar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That's
He
cool.
was a big promoter of Rock the Vote on MTV. If you
Yeah,
remember those
and
days.
also he's your kindred, dude. He's huge Obama guy. So you, aphid,
Oh,
I'm sure.
Oh, me, yeah, because of all my numerous posters that I have on my wall.
Well, you went to did you not go to a gallery exhibit featuring
Oh yeah,
fucking Obama, right?
I did.
You were all about that. You were bragging up and down.
Oh, man, it was
Obama.
one of the, I don't know how I could forget the reference because it was
What's
one of
a
the highlights
gallery?
of my life. It was the Chicago one, the one we went to last summer,
Oh.
because they had the Obama paintings on display.
Obama painted, or these are paintings?
No,
Okay.
they were I'm sure you remember those. Like I think his or her, one of the two is sitting in front of. It's almost like the Wrigley Field wall of what is it? Ivy or whatever.
Yep.
It's just
So
Ivy. in
who
the
was the
background.
artist?
I don't know. I think it was two different artists.
Hmm.
One for her and one for him.
Yeah, I'm not really a big. Oh, I remember that now. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
it was
that was pretty awful, actually.
That was a big display though at that art
That
art
was
museum.
pretty shitty art.
Bank.
Yeah, I feel like one of them was better than the other one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Mike Oglesby, good point. At least it ain't Yoko Ono, right? Sean Lennon, definitely better.
Yeah,
He uses his Ono as his middle name.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Sean
Well,
Ono
he's-
Lennon.
he's half an Ono.
Lee Ono is back.
Uh-oh.
What's up, Lee?
Yeah.
Leland.
I don't know.
You
So,
there?
I've actually got the company coming out on the 29th of May. I
Good.
think it's the 29th. To look at the system because It's like paying all this money every month, and it's like I've tried everything, and it just keeps cutting out, and this, that, and the other. So there's some fault.
You've done
I think.
all the connectors, pretty new equipment.
Yeah,
I'm having a problem.
Yeah.
My cable provider and my internet provider, they forced a modem and a router onto me when I did have a modem router single unit, that was a combo unit. And as soon as I put those new ones in, what apparently is happening is it's a combination of algorithm and software and other programming that just shot my internet all to hell. TVs weren't connecting properly. I was getting, buffering. And I mean, I'm supposed to have, I don't know, 100 something megabytes a second kind of shit, I mean, good, internet. And so what I did was buy these, I don't guess you could really use it for straight internet, but for the TVs and streaming, Fire Sticks, they're called Fire Sticks. Get them from Amazon. And what's the other one? Roku sticks. Sticks and Fire Sticks. And so I got a Fire Stick for my 60-inch TV over that way.
Yonder.
And then in the bedroom.
It can be that your internet connection is fine, but your wireless environment is noisier than you think, and so
that's true.
It might be that the internet to the connector is great, but then you live in a condo and there's microwave ovens, 500,000 wireless Wi-Fi systems, and it could be a very noisy environment.
Well, do you have your router like out in the open, or is it in a closed cabinet somewhere?
It's out in the open, but I honestly think what it's to do with, about a year ago, we had our drive redone, and they hit the cable, and I had massive problems. So the guy came out from the company called Virgin Media. And he literally, I was gobsmacked actually. He just put a load of black masking tape around it and said that'll be fine. He said, "Don't worry, it doesn't look like it's hit any of the major cable." So I was like, right, okay. So we buried it back under the ground. Yeah, and 12 months later, it's been the last 2 months, 3 months maybe. My daughter does a lot of college work, and she's like, "Dad, the internet's gone out again," and then 10 seconds later, it'll come back. It's just really weird. So,
are you on a laptop right
speak to them? Yeah, I'm on a laptop right now. Yeah.
Well, open a second.
Finally, I've managed to convince them to come up.
Open a second window. All right, on your laptop, go to Google and just type in speed test and hit enter.
Oh, that's all you have to do?
That's it. And then it'll the first option, it'll be a button that you click to test your speed. Click that button.
Speed test by Ookla.
I promise it's not going to hurt nothing.
By Ookla?
OOKLA, Ookla.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
And then just hit that, and then tell us what the number is.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
All right. I got 307 Mbps.
That's good. That's good.
God.
Hell yeah. I'll take that. Thank you, Ookla. That was epic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lee, what do you got?
I got 430.
430. Damn, son.
So I've got 243.
243?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that should be more than enough.
I think what they say is honestly anything over 100 is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I got 409 and upload is 146.
Right.
So Lee, it's not your internet speed that's your problem, unfortunately. It's your laptop itself.
Cup of tea.
Right.
Was always right in on it.
Oh, that's interesting, right? Because what I'll do next week, I've got a couple of the laptops hanging around, so I'll try a different laptop next week for sure.
You have that shielded cable going now for hardline internet?
Yeah, I tried it, but I'm still getting sick. This is why I think it's the cable out. I don't know whether I might be just shooting in the dark here, but I think that damaged cable. I think he was just being lazy.
Well, I mean, that speed test ain't gonna lie. So if you're getting,
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
if you're getting that much download speed, then you should be able to get a crystal clear connection with us right now.
Right.
Like
And
crystal
it's just
clear.
down to that.
your camera is adequate, but it's certainly not like HD, so it shouldn't be drawing
No.
like a ton.
I mean, even at that, if you got more than 30, you'd be having no problem whatsoever having a really nice, especially it's what 2:00 in the morning there, so it's not like you have other people in the house that are robbing your internet.
When I told you guys about the Roku and the Fire Stick, I reminded myself that I had a Roku Express waiting outside.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
That's an Amazon delivery. That's all. It'll get all those channels. This one cost 24, I think it was, and with the expected tax, it's like 25. And the way the TV is without a good accelerator like this, between waiting for it to hook up and putting up with disconnects and bufferings, I was probably wasting at least an hour a day.
No kidding. So what you're saying, George, is that using just a smart TV not adequate? Because I fucking noticed that, dude.
Well, after
slow.
Was it? Yeah. And you don't have these two, the fire, what is it?
Well, we have a Roku in the bedroom on the dumb TV, and that Roku is lickety split right to where you want to go. But when I go on the big TV in the living room, I'm like, it's fucking waiting to load everything. Everything just seems
pay
slow,
the 25 would be my suggestion, and stop that, because if you have business expertise to a degree, and that time is money, and everybody's time is being wasted. It's very bad when you're paying for a service and you're getting second-rate crap. This is what I showed him last dance while you were gone. The Roku Express. When I mentioned it, I said, "You know what? I had one of those waiting outside the door. It was delivered from Amazon. And there it was." So,
Smokesteve, what the problem is you have you got a Roku TV that's not connecting good.
No, the Roku TV in the bedroom works fine. In the living room, we're using just the smart TV with no outside software or booster or anything.
It's got an internet. It's got a like your phone has a Wi-Fi.
Well, I hardlined it Cat 7 cable from the box to the TV.
It's older hardware, older firmware. Nothing's working with the modern.
Oh man, it shouldn't be still slow, but yeah, it's the internet. Basically, the piece of the motherboard that does the internet is just crap on that smart TV.
Maybe if I do get what Cypher's talking about, some kind of a secondary program to boost it, I guess.
It wouldn't have nothing to do with it. It would be feeding its own. That thing that Cypher's got is it's like if you could connect your laptop up to your computer. So it's got its own thing that's reading the internet. It's feeding that TV whatever it's getting.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying
that's going to go HDMI into the TV. That.
What I'm saying, instead of using any part of the smart TV, I'm just going to make it a dumb TV and use additional software.
Yes.
Would that make it faster? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, it would fix your problem.
I don't think so.
I mean.
This is a smart.
You don't think so?
I do not.
I'll bet you $1,000.
Pay $25.
You know how I like money.
I thought you said you have hardwired.
It's on sale. I'm telling you, on Amazon.
Don't tell my lady.
Yeah, he does have it hardwired in. So obviously that smart TV is crap.
Yeah, it's
but if
it was $500 at Walmart. It's like LG, whatever.
When did you get it?
Right.
How old is it?
2 years ago.
Oh, it can handle anything.
No,
my TV in my bedroom.
Guys, I gotta go now.
All right, Lee.
Okay, Lee. Take care, man.
Have a good week.
Great talking to you, Lee.
Hope you have a great.
Speak to you next week, guys.
My TV in my bedroom is the same way. It's like
Take care.
The internet's crap. I'll tell you, like how you can notice is like if you go to Netflix, right, and you got a TV with a good connection, you just click on them, like you're browsing your movies, and you click on the next one, and it shows like a preview in the background, and like you click on you move the cursor over to the next movie, and
Right.
it shows like a preview of that movie, like in the background. Well, like those slow TVs, they won't do that because they can't handle it.
Right.
And then you click on a movie to push play, and it sits there, and the thing just sits there and spins,
Yeah.
and spins, and
Smokesteve
spins.
wife's, cutting through all the
Yeah,
smoke
she
and
says
getting to the
we have 4 TVs, 3 with the Roku, but the main TV is not as fast as the Roku. She says it's not bad, which it isn't. It's not torture, but it's noticeably longer than if the other cheaper TVs using a Roku. So
Right.
My smart TV, is about 10 years old, and the bedroom TV is close to 20 years old, but it's hooked up to a Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is also about 10 years old. So, when they warned me that it would become almost unusable with the new hardware that they sent me, my provider company, and they're not kidding, and I can't even go to, into the bedroom at not 10
I
o'clock at
actually
night, watch TV. I can't do it.
I do have an LG
Now
Smart TV, and it is so crappy that I use a Roku on it for.
Well, this
Um,
one's going
That's what
on.
this one's like right here, because
I know.
it's like 5 years old. So the one thing you could try, Smokesteve, if it is only 2 years old, you could go into the settings and try to update the firmware, the software of that TV.
yeah, that
You could
help.
try, but what happens is like Netflix or whatever you're using keeps updating to match newer TVs, and so if you got an older system, they're programming stuff that's supposed to be working with the new stuff, and you got something old.
That's why I got the Roku, because the apps on the smart TV stopped updating.
Yeah,
And let's not forget, we're watching YouTube TV. That's our service. So right, so that's like not cable at all.
and they didn't have that probably when you bought that TV.
Maybe, I don't know, but it certainly wasn't designed to accommodate YouTube TV. That's for damn sure. So that's probably part of it.
I don't know if I've said this before, but I've had such bad experience with Korean products that I will no longer buy anything Korean. I won't buy Korean TVs. I won't buy Korean appliances. I will not buy anything Korean anymore.
Kimchi?
I don't like kimchi. My daughter loves it though.
Of course you don't. Korean.
Yeah.
Oh, you like my dad? He's a Korean War veteran.
Oh.
I would think different reasons.
I'm sure in just like with Japanese stuff, eventually Korean products will be top flight. But in my opinion, they're just bad news these days.
Take it easy, wife. I'm not going to post that one.
What's this? I'm not.
It references somebody with a name similar to yours.
Not true. Not true.
Oh, he just doesn't like their food or their customs. I'm kidding. Kimchi rocks. Mike Oglesby, big kimchi guy. That Mike. Very nice. Wow, kimchi on pizza. Come on, Mikey. It's as crazy as it gets.
And my daughter loves it. She makes it. When she makes it, I'm opening all the windows and
fermented cabbage.
Yeah, and it's still not enough.
Yeah. So right, when you put fucking vinegar on cabbage, we learned this in this household not long ago. That slowly cooks the cabbage. What the hell? Sorry.
Spit it out.
Cabbage becomes sulfurized in the refrigerator. I don't know what happens, but it smells horrendous. Like,
there you go. You're with me.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Thank you.
It's nasty.
It is nasty.
I do like the taste of it. It just smells horrifying.
There's a Korean vegan restaurant in Chicago that I do love.
Korean vegan.
Yeah.
Like I said
Thai
before,
mostly vegan, or is Thai a lot of meat?
It's all mostly meat.
Mostly meat, but
Seafood,
when you throw together some Thai food that is all vegetarian, but with all those sauces and spices and all that sweet and spicy shit they put on it, You don't even need the meat, man. Really, it can be extremely flavorful. I'm sure you agree, right? Last Dance.
Absolutely, I love Thai basil makes everything taste better. It's really an amazing herb.
I used to love hot food, and I just slowly have moved away from it, so I don't eat much Thai.
I'm the same way. As I get older, when I was younger, you couldn't get the hotter the better. And then every 5 years, I'm like, I do not enjoy that anymore. I'm going to have to ramp it down a little.
Hot wings, man. That's the best.
Well, let's just say I am kind of transitioning here because I'm getting to the age where I'm trying to back off of the hot stuff, but
you know what?
I'm crazy for it.
Dude. Sorry to interrupt you, but that looks like you have a claw there for just a second. With your move your hand down so it's out of the claw.
Is that one to keep a screen up, or is that some other type?
No, this would be like a spring clamp, like a carpenter who's gluing something together.
I bought a green screen back around 2020, and the clamps for the green screen look almost exactly like that.
So. Make snuff films. What else would you buy it for?
Hey, there's a cool subject. Snuff films.
Thai food films.
I don't know why I said that.
Films. Yeah, Thai food.
This is the problem. This is what makes me say things like that.
I'd rather watch a snuff film there, George.
You say, with this Roku thing back in the background, I made it so that you could see the toy that came along with it for the cats. It's called a box.
Right.
The cats are fascinated with the box.
Yeah.
You can buy them toys and put catnip down and do anything else you want. But
hey, George,
they always like box.
Cat person here. Okay, so it's a thing now that I've seen on the internet for years. You put either a cucumber or an asparagus or something green and elongated like that behind your cats, and they'll run for their lives. Have you guys seen this?
I tried it with my own cats, and it didn't work on my own cats. They just looked at like, what is this?
Right. Okay.
But there's a percentage of those where you get the cats going haywire. I mean, and it is funny when they do it.
What's the cat afraid of?
It's just an alien thing.
Okay.
They think it might be a snake or something that's going to have a mouth and open and eat them. So they jump and go haywire and do stuff. You can do the cucumber cat challenge or whatever on YouTube, and you'll see. Most of you guys don't watch cat videos, wisely, I might add.
Or TikTok.
Cat expert, my wife, they think it's a snake. Ones I see them on YouTube, on what's that thing? Instagram. When you're scrolling through watching reels, you'll see an occasional cat running away from a green vegetable. It's fun. Although, I mean, do you do that? Like the reels thing? You can get into these guys doing skateboard tricks, and it can go on for like hours.
I don't Instagram. I don't TikTok. I do watch YouTube videos.
You might like the whole skater side of Instagram.
I know that there's some guys that are like, popular. I mean, I don't know them personally, but I know of some skaters that have made a living off of.
Yeah. Johnny Geiger. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I know who he is.
You seem to know.
Cool
go
guy.
ahead, Steve. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that guy, he does 5-day sessions to land one trick, and he did 1,500 attempts, and he finds it's fucking crazy, dude.
About 6 or 7 years ago, there was a article, not an article, but a movie, a documentary about a crazy skateboarder who was a champion in competitions, and at one point he tried to, from a second or third story hotel balcony, he tried to skateboard down a tree. Do you remember that story?
Yeah. Who's the guy
he was brain damaged at that
before or after?
Nobody tries to skateboard down a tree. I mean,
Nathan, who was the guy who died that was on the back of the moped that Ali Boulali was driving?
Shane Cross.
Yeah, that's him.
That's surprised. That's a little bit obscure, Smokesteve. Look at your skateboarding.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, you got to describe it now.
I love the
Ali
history of-
Boulala is this guy, and he was really cool. And
Real name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his, I think so. He's foreign. Like
He's still
barely-
alive, and
He's still alive.
he's wicked high up in the industry right now.
No, not anymore.
Oh, really?
No, he's been shunned since he killed Shane Cross.
No,
But
he's back in. They made a video. Vice actually made a story about him.
yeah, but he's not like. I mean, he's like our age. First off, so he's not like. But anyway, he's one of the biggest things he ever tried, and he never succeeded. Was there's this? I think it's in France. It's like
Lyon.
20. Yeah, it's like 27 stairs or something, just ridiculous.
It's
like
massive.
it's like you can try to. Well, one guy tried to parkour. He ran and jumped down it and shattered his ankle, and he allied down it, but he never made it. Anyway, that's pretty much what he was famous for. That, and he wore a vest, and he always dressed kind of weird.
He was androgynous, kind of.
Yeah, he did kind of weird tricks and stuff, and it was kind of neat watching him because it wasn't your average skater. He was definitely different. And then he was this one kid was coming up back. Gosh, it's been 15 years ago now. Named Shane Cross, and everybody just loved this kid. He was like going to be the next big thing. And he got mixed up with Ali Boulala, and one night they were doing drugs and drinking. I think it was in France or somewhere, wherever Ali Boulala is from. And he was drunk, and he wrecked the moped, and it killed this Shane Cross kid. And so then he was shunned.
He was physically injured significantly himself, but
Mhm.
after
The kid was riding on the moped with him, or they were
Yes.
like towing a
Well,
skateboard.
Well, I don't even know if it was a moped. Was it? It might have been like a dirt bike. I don't know.
Very small motorcycle, but
Yeah.
Ali had a helmet, and Shane jumped on and was like, "Fuck it, just go. I don't need one."
Well, that was their whole attitude, both of them.
They were cruising around like a building, apparently, that had like a huge concrete building with maybe like a flat promenade that you might like think about like skating on, that could have like concrete benches and shit and all, like all paved and shit around it. And something happened where they went awry, and he basically drove into the building, and he got injured, but I think Shane basically was dead on impact.
I'm
Sad.
pretty sure it was pretty much instantly.
Sad, because this kid was like going huge, like ollieing off of massively high things. He was one of those nut jobs. He was kind of like a Jaws, but
Might be the guy was talking about earlier.
and Jaws is the guy who ended up landing the trick,
did.
which Aphid was just talking about. This guy, Aaron Hawicki or something like that.
Yeah, that's close enough.
And he ollied down this thing in France. He must have tried it like for 3 or 4 different days. Security.
Well,
was
the
on
one time
his
he shattered his
he had to
ankle,
take a whole
I think,
winter
and he
off.
had to.
Yeah,
He had to come back. But it was a big deal. I mean, just the ambition and just the never quit attitude to just do something like that is
Right.
just crazy.
I
But
think,
that Jaws is like allied off of 2-story roofs and
Yeah,
just crazy. Just
I think he might be the best, the most entertaining to watch.
if
maybe.
you
I don't
like
know.
seeing crazy stuff,
I mean, he could do a kickflip off of a 25-foot fucking thing, or would you rather see a guy do like a
flip the
triple-
board 3 times or something,
right, and late
land
shove
on
it and do some whack job thing, and manual out, and blah blah blah, or the giant fucking ollie. I'm like, fuck.
He's starting to pay for it now though, because every
must.
time he skates, he just got over a big injury, and he'll skate for like a month, and then he's back injured again. And it's just because, I mean, imagine jumping off of, because that's what you're doing. You're jumping off of something that's 2 stories high for 20 years of your life, constantly, daily, and your knees are not going to survive that.
Is Ben Ramers a story?
Ben Ramers, yeah, he's a skater.
I mean, is he still alive? I did.
Yeah.
I started reading, but
Ben
it's
Ramers still alive.
Ben Ramers, it said, committed suicide.
Ooh.
Wait, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong. Ben Raymer, yeah, Ben Raymer is he was on that show that was on Vice that He did. I think he did kill
Vice
himself.
is a good show.
Really super nice
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so he's probably different than the guy I'm thinking about. Sad
I don't know
story.
if
I'm
Ben Raymer going off of some tree.
doing weird stuff.
Yeah,
This
Ben
other
Raymer.
guy
He was on
pretty
that.
notorious.
Smokesteve,
Raymer
you ever
sound.
watch that show where there's all the different teams and they what's that show called? I can't think of it. They go and they have a list of tricks that they're supposed to do.
Yes.
I can't think of the name of it, but
Oh.
Ben Raymer's was on that.
That's kind of like the Battle of the Barracks, but no, that's not.
Well,
It's,
no.
Tricks.
Anyway, it's only interesting to me and you.
that doesn't matter. That's fine. I agree.
Horse is the basketball thing. Horse.
There you go.
Yeah, there's a same principle. It's
Same
called skate.
principle. You have
Skate.
to duplicate the trick.
And that's what he's talking about. Battle of Barracks is always like that, where they
Oh no thing. You know, I months ago we were talking about skateboarding, and I said, you know, back when I was about 45 or so, I got talked onto a skating rink, and you know, use the skating rink skates, going around, you know, and I could skate and I could make the turns, but then again, you know, whoop, all the way up. I'm probably up 4 feet, land right on the hip, you know, on the hip. Oh geez, man. Oh geez.
I got a new skateboard today, actually.
Oh,
No kidding, huh?
Yeah, I think it's right here. Let me see.
I was about to just go out of my mind, you know.
It's about time.
It was about. It was a very bad time. About that time.
Ice skating scares me for my kid. I'm like, I want to take her, but I don't want her to break her fucking teeth out. And then, God, the nightmare. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Shiny.
I had to make this sticker. For it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's
and,
your
I'm gonna take the sticker off, actually.
Future
Dude,
Scout.
your first board slide or lip slide, that thing's coming right off.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you the story behind it. These graphics were made by I can't think of his name right now.
Future Skate.
He did this is the kid's name, Cass, and he's coming up in the world, and to get on this thing, he couldn't have a pro model because he's an amateur. So
that looks cool, though.
I had to make this sticker to cover all the boards that were made with his name on it, so he could enter this contest.
Good job.
Wow, no kidding, huh?
That's right.
That looks cool, man. Did you do the art?
Jimbo Tom? No, I didn't do the art.
Oh,
But you could.
I did this art, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the pot leaf.
Yeah, and this kid's only like 14, 15 years old.
Dude, you could totally do that, though. Art, you could do that stuff.
Oh, yeah, I could do it.
I mean, you're capable of it. It's the creativity level, I guess. What is that in the middle? Is it a treasure chest?
Yeah, treasure chest.
With the wave above.
What's at the top of the wave?
It's a bunch of mermaids.
Mermaids. That is cool.
What's that? What's that plant at the very top?
That's cannabis, bro.
With the eye in it.
Right in the sun.
And then here's the
St. Louis Arch
right there.
Yeah. Cool.
St. Louis Arch. Yep.
That is a
people surf the Mississippi River
I know.
for the mermaids.
But yeah, this kid, the Tampa Pro or whatever big contest that just happened, he's an amateur, and they wouldn't let him in as an amateur because he has his own boards. So I had to make stickers for, you know, all these decks that covered up, and
Smart.
I was like, give me one of those decks for it. First I had the popsicle stick kind, you know, like the.
That's
he
interesting.
said he had like the shaped kind, you know, the older, bigger. What was cup of tea was.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, with that pal. I bet you'd like to see that, wouldn't you?
With that top deck, you have to do.
I know I wouldn't.
You have to do some cuts in the grip tape that show that cool pink color. So it can't be just all grip tape. You have to have some lines or something, right? When you grip.
I think I have some rolls of duct tape. Or grip tape.
So will you do it that way that I'm talking about, and kind of like, hello, is this thing on?
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I know to him, but I wonder if he knows what I mean. Well, let's see. Are you gonna do? Let's see. Are you gonna do the whole thing with the grip tape, or have some like lines running?
Yeah, I got
through?
some rolls. No, I probably won't. I probably won't grip at all. I probably won't even skate it. I'll probably just hang it on
Oh, no kidding, huh?
my ceiling. Well, because I don't. I mean, it's cool and I like the graphics for it, but I got other decks I'd rather skate than this.
Looks
I mean,
like
that sounds like I'm being a jerk or something.
no, it's because the way it looks. It's too. It's
Right,
like a
we'll
cake
just say
that's
that.
too nice to
Do you
cut.
do you follow surfing a good bit as well, they Fiddler, or just the
I
skateboarding?
don't. I got a buddy that
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
into surfing. He picked it up pretty good too. I think because of skating. Most of my friends they'll pick up snowboarding or skate or surfing fairly.
We have a national champion, an ex-national champion surfer who's basically my age. He's about 6'2", weighs about 40, 50 pounds less than I do. And he surfed on both the California coast and, the Florida coast. New Smyrna Beach has one of the best breaks in all of East Coast Florida on the Atlantic. And this guy, I'm not going to name drop him since you don't, follow it much, but he's a wonderful artist. He's in a band. He's one of these classic, surfer dude, band, art, incredible athlete, takes a lot of photography and video of surfers at the inlet. Do you remember that one famous photo of the spinner shark being caught behind surfers, and it was up about all the way out of the water, and it was put out over the entire United States, if not the world, and it was just a fortuitous click of the shutter. The shark and spinner sharks around here jump a lot, and New Smyrna Beach is the shark bite capital of the world. Did you know that?
I did not.
It is.
I did actually.
Minor
Yeah, I
bites.
do that.
They're all minor bites. It's mistaken bites. It's not attacks.
What's a miter bite?
Minor bite.
Minor,
Like
okay.
like just a few stitches on the ankle
Uh-huh.
or something. But anyway, this guy is quite a phenomenon here. He's very well known. He's very famous in the surfing world. So he wasn't
What's that one dude that's been around forever? That
Kelly Slater's from Florida.
Kelly Slater, but there's the guy's even older than him.
There's
Kelly
the blonde guy from
Yes,
Hawaii.
that's the guy I'm talking about. What's that guy's name? My wife
That would
knows.
be
his name.
his
Still
wife
active?
is Gabrielle Reese, and his name
Wow.
is.
But that dude still surfs to this day, and is will surf a gigantic wave.
huge.
Yeah.
Right? He does the thing where they used to tow in on when they still do.
Right,
They
right.
tow in with jet skis.
monster waves.
Right.
Yeah.
Now he's starting to try to hybridize paddle ins, and the extra force he can gain from the paddle, he's trying to not use the tow in. It's manly. It's fucking manly. He'll
Yeah.
be paddling. in
Hamilton.
with
Hamilton. That's it. Blair.
Yeah. Laird
Hamilton.
Lad, what is it?
Laird Hamilton.
That's it. I mean,
It don't sound
he's-
right, does it? That's him though.
That's it. I know it's Laird.
Laird. What a name.
Laird.
I mean, his wife's fine. He looks good. They have.
He
they're
does.
Like
He's got to be like 60 years old
They're
now.
like the best looking family.
Let's see how old he
in
is.
America. They're like the Tom Brady family. Like talk about good looking people. Jesus Christ. Tom goes home. All he's got to put up
58.
with that
He's
is that
58.
annoying accent. 58, not bad.
58. I hope in 10 years I'm still skateboarding.
You probably will be.
Hope so.
Definitely then. Maybe not.
I am finding that guy's name. It'll just take me another half a
The
minute.
tree skater? Yeah, I'm interested in the tree
No,
skater
not
story.
not the tree skater.
Oh,
though.
that's a shame. I don't really want to know about the tree
Surfer.
skater.
If you don't know him, I wouldn't know him after 10 years after seeing that documentary. So sorry. I'm looking for the guy that I was talking about, since you did name drop some other, you guys name drop some other famous surfers. This guy's pretty famous. He has no connection to me except, Facebook friend, which is.
How about that surfer who killed himself? Anyone familiar with that story? I couldn't believe it. Andy Irons. Yeah, he was
Jeremy's brother.
He was, I believe, he was a main competitor of Kelly, and yeah, he's gone. Along with, there was another one. Dave Mira killed himself. Did you know that?
No, Dave Mira, did he?
Yes.
Damn.
Fucking
My son, we
crazy.
just got his video game today, actually.
He's long
Oddly
gone,
enough.
dude. Long gone. Yeah, these athletes. I hope my mind is working correctly here. That I'm getting.
I think
these
you might be
names
right,
right.
actually. Now
I'm
that
pretty
you say
sure
it.
I am. I know I am. Sometimes you just know
I didn't
things,
think of that
even though
today when
you
we
don't
got the
know
video
them.
game,
You
though.
know them. You know what you know, and I won't say the next word that Biggie says after that. Now you know. And it might start with an N. Who else do we have here? Dave Beer? No, it's just because I'm getting a little baked up over here, Mike. So my M's and my B's are
I wonder
become.
if the guy unfriended me. I'm trying to look at in my Facebook. I mean,
You're angry.
Now I'm crushed. I'm crushed.
Yeah, Mikey, join up, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Is that you in your avatar? You look interesting. Come on here.
Yeah, he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Dave did, or
Yeah,
Andy?
2016.
Yeah, I knew that. It's been like 6 years, man. He was one of the first guys that we used
It's like
to
Naomi
see,
Judd.
watch. Yeah,
He
can
did.
you believe it? He used
I agreed with you, and I kind of thought the same thing, and it turned out to be true.
sad. Woman
I'm still,
like her.
still
all
holding
the
out.
money
I'm
in
still
the
holding
world.
out for the details of what was the Full House dude. I think that guy had a belt around his neck when he hit his head.
You can't imagine any other way to go for him, can you?
Doesn't make any sense. That's the only thing that makes sense.
I have to agree. It just seems like the cliche had to be followed.
Something seems bizarre about that whole thing.
I know, and he was a cool guy too. Kind of sucks to lose him, but there was something going on. Someone said recently, like that guy Andy Dick, right?
Jesus, have you seen that guy lately?
Yeah, he's still alive. Yet we've lost all these amazing, actually funny, like brilliant comedians are gone now, but we're still left with this, POS.
Asshat. He's living on a cot at some
trailer.
Is it a trailer? I didn't know it was a trailer. I saw the guy pulled a gun on some guy that wanted to talk to Andy Dick a couple weeks ago, though.
I don't know, dude. It's a
train. I found the guy.
Wasted.
I just saw pictures of him that are online. He's blowing weed on his pet lizard or chameleon or some shit like that. And he was just bailed out of jail by somebody. I don't know who did it.
I don't think anything of when people do that, but man, animal rights people hate to see that shit.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that
it's not wise.
It's animal abuse.
It's unfair. Unethical.
I've been around dogs that are cool and shit, and when we lit up back in the day, the fucking dog would come over because it liked the smell. Now, if the dog walks over and he wants to have a little sniff off the end of the joint, and you're not obviously offering it to the dog, he makes efforts. Hey, all right, give a little to the dog, but you're not blowing it at the dog. The dog just likes to be there with you. But putting a reptile or some animal in a little enclosure and blowing smoke all over it like he was doing and what I saw.
That's when you draw the line.
Yeah. Now, if you have your lizard just hanging around, let's say you're one of these guys with a library and your lizard hangs out on the shelf and he walks over while you're lighting your Kentucky Meerschaum full of fine cannabis sativa, and your lizard wants to hang out nearby because he likes the smell of it, that's fine. But as long as he's just
It's a lizard. It's a fucking lizard.
He's got the ability to walk away and to leave.
Right.
Yeah.
But forcing it, and like these people who hold their pets' noses and blow weed into it, it's bullshit, man.
Yeah, that's. I haven't really seen much of that ever. It's just not out there. People don't record that anymore. They probably do it still a lot, but they don't record it like they used to. That surfer's name that I was talking about was Kim, K-E-M, McNair. Kim McNair, if that rings any bells to anybody on the chat or anywhere else. But yeah, he's actually, I think, a year or two older than me. And
he's still ripping.
He's still out there. He's still doing work in a band. He's still doing artwork. His artwork is just, it's on par, if not a little bit, up there. He sells a good bit of art. He puts it on sale on Facebook, and he displays it on Facebook, and it's good work. And I've seen his clips, of the band in the nightclubs, and they plays well. And then I've seen his surfing. God damn, this guy's good. And I bought a whole bunch of surfers got him to make about 100 calendars for some year about, it was around 20. I was still married, so it was probably around 2016 or 2017. And he got about 100 calendars made up, and nobody bought any. And he started going, "Hey," on Facebook. So I agreed to buy 10 of them from him. They were like, I think they were $10 a piece. I just wanted it. The guy was just so talented. I said, okay, I'll buy this guy's stuff. And so he came over, and he said, he looked out. We talked briefly.
Very nice.
He actually went over to the California coast to lifeguard. He had lifeguarded here, and everybody on the East Coast. We actually had what was basically almost like what they call that on the beach patrol, on any organization, a wildcat strike. We just went on strike. And I mean, our station managers went haywire, and then everything is on loudspeaker. So at 9, the day for the guards would start at 9 for the tower guards, maybe 8 or 9, one of the two. This is 1970s story, so I forgot. And oh God, where was the story going? I'm too stoned. Sorry.
That's all right.
And it was a good story too.
It was a solid story.
Started out great.
It began solid. Oh, I know what it was. Is they were paying us so low. It was ridiculous. I mean, nobody could ever live on what they were paying lifeguards that were not station guards, that were not management guards, and it was dirty. It was dirty. Governance. They were not paying proper wage for what the job was. And so when McNair had this happen to him, he's like, I'm out of here. He went to the West Coast, and we got, according to him, about twice as much, for the same job. But that's a lot more brutal surf over there on the West Coast in the Pacific waters.
Right.
Atlantic's not as big swelled as the Pacific.
And the sharks. The bigger sharks.
Okay.
Over there.
More dangerous attacks that go on in the Sargasso areas and the seaweed areas.
And, well, now up here in New England, it's a constant threat. I mean, a few years back, I swam across to a sandbar. Then I got up on it, right? And I looked back at the beach, and I was like, fucking Christ, I'm way out here now. And then I look at that, like, dark channel that you swam through to get to the sandbar, and you're like, God damn, now I'm screwed. And that was not cool. Swimming back, I was looking like frantically. I'm like, dark shape.
Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to walk, you're trying to swim, like you don't know what you're doing. It's just awkward, man. It's totally panicky.
I would not want to be swimming and be scared of a shark. Like that would not be a very pleasant experience.
I mean, they're here.
I guarded off and on from 1970 to 77, but my brother only guarded for 1 year, and the 1 year that he guarded, we actually went to see the Jaws movie together, and I swear that's the only movie that I've ever watched uh, where I was sitting in the seat, and in the seat where I guess it's not Quinn, it's not it's the sheriff. It would be the sheriff, right? The law enforcement,
Police chief, yeah.
Brody.
police chief,
Brody,
right?
right.
When he's chumming and he's looking away and he
Yeah,
looks
Right,
back,
right.
that
The
thing
shark
came up.
comes
I
up.
mean, you look at it, and on even a 60-inch screen. I mean, the shark's way away from the guy. I mean, Bruce the shark. That was the name of the mechanical
Yeah,
shark.
the
Right.
thing is
Bruce.
totally animatronic looking with its
Right.
upper jaw coming up.
But in the movie, when that happened, I mean, it's the only time in a movie theater where I have literally thrown my legs up. I mean, back in the 70s, motion picture audiences were still relatively unsophisticated.
Yep.
They're not used to these blockbuster,
Completely
what
unexpected.
basically is horror movie out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and the day or two after, it's time to go train in the water, in the ocean. He's like, if you're doing backstroke, you're like, oh, don't get me, please.
It's just a timing thing. I've seen a ton of sunfish out here off of our area of the ocean beach, a ton of seals, and a ton of whales. One year we had northern right whales coming down the coastline. It was insane. But I have yet to see a great white. Now, there's a great white shark buoy, which is about 2 miles north. That now that only obviously picks up a blip when a shark with a transmitter swims by.
Transmitter.
So, in the last few years, that thing has logged about 200 swim bys per summer season.
In your area, because we only get a few down here in
Now that's 2
Florida.
miles from me, so definitely in my area.
Yeah.
A few swipes of the tail for one of those big ones, and they can cruise 2 miles.
We had one named Elizabeth, that had a transmitter, a great white, and Elizabeth was cruising around this district for about a week or two, a year or two ago, but I don't think she's been here much lately. I think I told you guys the story, but it's been a long time. He was a roommate and a fellow lifeguard of mine in the 1970s. 2003, he was surfing, and what was probably a bull shark. They never actually identified the shark, but grabbed him by his right about here,
Ooh.
and it took him off the board and down. This is in Ormond Beach, and he didn't lose the arm. He told me the story. I went to see him in the hospital. I read about it. I had not remained friends with him, but I read the story. I said, hey, okay, we're not enemies, and there's always a good friendship with this guy. So I went to see him in the hospital, and he told me the story. He told me how it grabbed him. And then when he was coming into shore, he got himself into shore, and if it had been a larger arteries instead of arterioles, he would have died. But he said that his hand, instead of like that, stopping like that, this hand was all the way down,
Ooh.
and it was just flapping, the whole thing, all flapping. And
I saw the hand.
What? No,
Did he lose the
hand? But he lost a lot of functionality,
Yeah,
and he lost his job because of it. He had a county job that was real nice. He was a courier. He was running courier crap all around for the county. Probably combination of legal and other.
Yeah.
Couriers do all sorts of stuff. Legal docs.
Yeah. What's like 2 pounds of meat to that shark was that dude's half of his upper body dexterity, his hand. Probably went from having, like, who knows, he might have had some kind of a more modified claw, like grabbing after, but it certainly would have been obviously.
It was a solid, still with all 5 fingers. Everything was there and intact, but it was, the nerve damage was very, very severe, and
terrible.
He was clumsy.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
shark.
actually, he recovered a lot. And the sucker went over to Hawaii. It was actually funny. He had in this. I see this on Facebook. You know that research I do. Sometimes it's just interesting. I know old friends, and I got people that I like, and I just want to see what they're up to. And so I looked up this guy, and here he is over there. He's got some girlfriend that just loves him to death, and is taking all these pictures of him. He was about 6'3", and I mean, he was. What's the word when somebody's extremely good looking? You know, Adonis. He looked like an Adonis. The guy was just
Sure.
a
Adonis.
moot. The women loved him, and you know, he had these silly pictures. You know, where special effects were being added in, like stars around his head and stuff that the girlfriend was doing. And he had one where he's playing a guitar, and again the big flash, what I call that star, not glare, star. What is
Glitter?
No, not glitter. It's when you have people make jokes about it all the time. You have the rings around the light, and it makes it look like
A filter. Yeah.
yeah, it's I forget what it's called, but anyway, that she apparently did that for him as well, and he disappeared, sometime around 220, but 2020, not 220. Around 2020, I lost track of him completely. So, but anyway, that guy had a bad day that day in 2003.
That is pretty awful.
Yep. But we get a lot of nips, a lot of ankles.
The Jaws stories were supposedly based upon some shark attacks that happened on Long Island.
New Jersey, actually.
Was it New Jersey?
Yes.
Was it the bull shark incident?
A bull shark incident, yeah.
Yeah, a singular shark or a few sharks seem to go into a river.
Or into a fresher water river.
Right, brackish, exactly. Right. And proceeded to kill, I want to say 4.
It was a surprising number.
Right. It was more than you'd expect one shark to be able to do,
And people just saw these things. They were swimming up the river. It's not that deep, apparently, and crazy, huh?
Yeah. Bad way to go. You wouldn't want to go that way.
Fucking sharks were like
shrieking terror,
Yeah.
They're like, all of a sudden it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but sharks in the fucking river.
Right.
Right.
People had no idea, and these things are just tearing them apart. It's
all
really
teeth.
shocking. Think about what they had for coverage back then. They would have been lucky to get a newspaper maybe a week, know? Or God. So they would have had no forewarning.
A lot of stuff.
We posted that there was that video recently, maybe a couple months back, of that. I think it was an Australian swimmer went out there. He was in a wetsuit, and he just looked like a pretty big great white, and it just chewed him up.
You ever see that? I'm sure you have. I think maybe someone showed it. Maybe you showed it, Smokesteve, the surfer during the surfing competition in California fighting off the great white that attacked his board. That's a pretty incredible little bit of footage.
It is.
Oh, man. And he didn't have a scratch on him. He got very lucky.
Yeah, I think Mick Fanning actually got attacked by 2 sharks at the same time. Riding a wave in Cali, and it's plainly obvious. The sharks literally like bump into each other. It was just.
I remember that. Yeah. They missed him, right? They missed him
because essentially it looked like they hit each other. It was fucking. Apparently, it's just sharks waiting out there for their chance to grab one.
Major League shark ball. Two outfielders ran into each other, or they were infielders.
It's the buffet for the sharks.
That's right.
All good in the hood, Aphid?
Just ordered an epic stuffed crust pizza.
No kidding.
Saturday night at the Lip Home.
Oh boy.
Domino's?
No, that's Papa John's.
Papa John's, that racist bastard! I can't believe you.
Oh yeah, that was the guy that was racist.
But he
whatever.
did have a sweet Hemi. What was it? He had the rebel flag on the roof.
Did he?
General Lee.
Which one was Herman Cain? Which of the pizza places?
He's
was
the
Herman?
dead guy.
No,
Was
but
he Little Caesars?
He had a pizza. Didn't he have pizza? You know,
It was a
That's
pizza
okay.
joint, but it wasn't. I don't think it
Wasn't it? It wasn't Little Caesars.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I don't know. Good guess. I don't know.
He got killed with COVID after going to a Trump
Yeah.
rally.
Yeah.
Oh, he was post-cancerous. Stop it. That was
Well, yeah, he had
comorbidity of
exactly. Yeah,
There was nothing I said that was not true.
Just left out a few perfect details.
Oh,
That's
people were celebrating his death online. It was
they
truly
celebrate
ghoulish.
every right-winger's death.
Yeah. Just disappointing.
Yeah, right. I don't ever like to celebrate death.
No.
Might want to watch it and see it for clinical reasons, and
Unless there's a
possibly
very
so.
bad person, then you can celebrate their death.
possibly survival too.
We
That's
were watching,
one of the reasons with the mass shooting stuff. I always say I want to see him for survival. Maybe I'll learn a little something. Maybe if it,
Godfather's Pizza. Sorry, Steve.
yeah, I thought so. I thought it was going to say
Godfathers.
Godfathers,
That
but it was
sounds
so
right.
old that I was like, "There's no way it could be Godfathers."
I interrupted you, Steve. What were you saying?
no, I
Mass
missed it.
shooter.
What's a Godfather thing?
That's what Herman
Godfather's
Cain
Pizza.
ran.
Herman Cain's, chain of restaurants.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I was just saying one of the reasons I might be watching a mass shooter video would not necessarily to be enjoying the gore, but to maybe I get to learn a little something about evasion.
That's a good way to look at it.
I don't only watch fighting and fights to watch people get knocked out. I might learn how to skip a punch, how to slip an uppercut, how to, move aside from a takedown. Who knows? But same thing with the mass shooting video. You might learn, jump out the window right away. Fuck it. Don't matter how high it is. You might have a better chance.
Yeah, your chances are better probably.
You know what I mean?
I always thought if I got into a situation that I knew there was no winning in it, I would feign a heart attack. And the guy would be like,
Play
"Oh, well, I'm not
possum.
going to shoot him now,"
Awesome.
Well, no, that guy, those guys at the Christchurch shooting there,
Well,
I think
that wouldn't have worked with those guys.
No, those guys,
And I'm
Literally,
guessing
the
the
people
guys
who-
today wouldn't have helped with them.
the people who jumped out right away, you notice there's a few guys who literally just ran away, were the only ones who lived.
Run away. Never a bad idea when you're dealing
hell
with
yeah.
weaponry.
I got that video somewhere because I downloaded it. When it was I was going to do the same thing today with this video, but I don't know what I did with it.
Yeah, regarding the fight thing, what I learned from watching the fighting here in the recent years is that if I don't have a concealed weapon, I'm going to get my ass kicked.
That's smart.
It's one of those no doubt things,
I always got my trusty knife.
I'm all
Stab
done.
him.
I'm all
Okay,
done.
huh?
My
You
fighting
always
days
do?
are over, man.
Always.
There's no doubt about it.
It's my
Fighting days
Dogtown.
are over.
It's my Dogtown skateboarding knife.
Yeah, we all
Always got
pull out the knives last week.
I
I
always
had
have
that
it.
turd one. I don't know where
Yeah.
it is. It's somewhere here, but it's here.
Generally, for me, with man on man, I would rather use hands.
Jack Johnson and what's
Yeah,
the other
but
one?
Jack John.
when
Yeah.
it comes to
Mike Tyson.
animals, and my sister-in-law, God bless her, at one point she said, "Why are you carrying a knife?" I said, "Dogs." She's like, "You're gonna stab a fucking dog?" And I was like, "Maybe not. I don't know. That doesn't sound right." So yeah, it's not like I'm carrying fucking knives around to stab people. What could be the reason? I guess
I use my knife almost every day.
for utilitarian.
Well, you're a serial killer.
Right. Yeah. That's it.
It's your job.
Circumcise
I
young
really like
children.
him.
Right.
Killer, yeah.
Hey.
We like you, man.
You got to find a good knife that cuts zip ties.
Mine's usually got like crusted up barbecue sauce on it, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, barbecue sauce. That's what it is.
Yeah, it must be barbecue sauce.
It's that
Looks-
dried blood. you
Looks
know.
exactly like blood, but we'll say it's barbecue sauce.
I need beers and ice. Can you maintain the conversation for a minute?
Oh, we're
Yeah.
getting lost. Will you leave? It's,
Yeah, we'll
it's
just
silent.
stare at each other.
No,
Yeah,
you
we'll handle
guys have been doing
everything.
good.
We will handle everything. Oh, not that the Smokesteve is gone.
All right, Ava, what do we talk about? Is it time to talk about COVID now? I don't know.
Where's
Pacific Rim plan into action now that he is gone.
did Base Welshman figure out that Smokesteve was avoiding him every week when he would come on finally?
I have no idea.
Because it's been a couple weeks since he
I got my blood work done for COVID
this sounds
antibodies. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
I do have the antibodies
Oh, good for you.
for having gotten COVID.
good. So what did that entail? Like you went to the doctor and you said you wanted. That's what you wanted, or
No, I think she was. I don't know why she wanted me to take it. I think she's.
Did you ever test positive for COVID?
I tested positive with the at-home test, and I had the
Okay,
symptoms.
well, I mean, there's false negatives, but is there? No, there's false positives, but not false negatives, right?
There's
Is your
false
doctor
both ways.
attractive?
Well, she is. She's my age, so you wouldn't be interested in her. But she's pretty
No,
good looking,
Hey,
actually.
maybe I like him.
The older one?
No,
That's the
she's my
soft
doctor.
fetish.
You get
Oh,
her
never
keep
mind.
away.
No. Smokesteve, what? Smokesteve, what?
Oh, Smokesteve's ending the show.
Yeah.
Look at this.
But for some reason, she had me take an antibody
Older.
serum, antibody testing, and it came out that I have very good quantity of antibodies to the spike protein, and also have antibodies to the nucleocapsid proteins,
Micro-teething. Is that
which means that I had actually had the virus in me.
Look
So
at you with the antibodies, huh?
antibodies. I'm against the bodies. Yep. So I'm
Rolling heavy.
When do we
I'm
start?
in good shape.
When do we start not worrying about it anymore? I mean, the
Me, I'm
numbers are
already
going-
not worrying about it now.
I'm
The
not
numbers are going up, and the death rate's still going down. So that's a pretty good sign, you know.
Right.
Well, you know what's happening is that these later variants are very transmissible, and they're not very dangerous. So
Right.
it's a great combination. And
Well,
if that keeps up, I mean, you don't want to get it, even these variants.
Riddle me
But-
this.
Yeah. Okay.
Why just on Friday on NPR there was a fairly long story on the ride home from work for me on why there seems to be a major lull in boosters, and that there was a huge swell for vaccines at one point, and that these epidemiologists were talking about how the waning in the boosters and keeping up on everything is going to be the next problem and cause a surge in the fall. Maybe they're
Well-
just analyzing the numbers.
I mean, there's a couple reasons, and one of them is that you got to remember this: the original vaccine. The vaccine was targeted at the original Wuhan virus, and that's all we have. That's still the vaccine now.
Is that the same as the Kung flu? I get
Ye-
confused these days.
Yep. We'll call it that. And now since then we've had the Alpha variant, the Delta variant, the Omicron variant, and now we're on the second Omicron variant. And it's just not as effective as it was against the first variant. So you can get the vaccine and you can still get sick, and you can still spread it. So the value of the vaccine is not as high as it was. It's also true that these strains are not as dangerous. So again, the value of the vaccine is not as high as it was. However, it does seem to offer some protection. And if you're someone who has an elevated risk, you still want to get it, and you still want to get boosted, and you'd rather not get BA2 if you can avoid it. But then the third thing that's happening is a lot of people are getting infected,
Like you.
like me, and the result is
Careless
there's a lot of
assholes.
careless
Sammy
assholes.
Cat,
Yep.
super protective. She got it.
And so there's a lot of
I
natural
could've had
immunity
it.
out
I
there.
could have had it this last week. I actually talked to Last Chance about it.
This
I've been sick for a week. I don't know if it was cold or I could have had
you got the coves, kid.
I could have. I don't know.
Got it.
because I'm not very careful anymore. I'll be honest.
Oh, we know that.
I've been slinging that dick around everywhere.
Yeah,
Right.
we know that.
All those early morning forest walks, which seem to happen everywhere, right? Every town or city has a place where that's known to happen, right?
What? Where gay dudes hang out?
Yeah, when they go walk around like in the woods. Like,
Village.
Or the bathroom stalls where you tap your feet so many
Oh
times
my
underneath
God.
the stall.
Small parks with bathrooms.
Last
Yeah.
Dance's favorite senator did that, didn't he, a few years back? Or
What was his name again? Was he Iowa guy?
The
I can't
the
remember his
wide
name.
stance guy.
Yeah, I
Was
can't
he
remember
really
his
your
name.
favorite?
Wide stance. I love that. That's such
I
a great
cannot
word.
remember his name.
I have a wide stance.
I don't know. The cop sitting next to him
Talking
was
about
like,
a bathroom stall. Yeah,
was like
yeah.
taking video of the guy tapping his foot and shit. The guy's tapping his foot, kicking it into the stall, like trying to give him all these signals.
That's a sign.
Jesus.
How many taps is it, Last Dance?
It
I don't know.
No comment.
He's just constipated. That's all.
But it was outrageous. The cops are trying to arrest people in bathrooms for
Yeah.
Being
decade.
gay.
being gay, basically, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's
they
not
should be
true.
gay
Like,
in public bathrooms. Yes.
in the
Not a
old
good place
days,
to be
like,
gay.
I had a family member who did security in Boston at the fucking Copley Library.
Uh-huh.
And he said one of the guys would go on the toilet. So when you walked by to look underneath, you only saw one set of feet. Like, so the other guy was perched up there, whatever he was doing on the toilet.
I'm confused. Can you show
No,
us possibly?
It just looked like
Mute
the one guy,
aphid lip.
it just looked like the one guy was taking a piss, is what I'm saying, obviously. But who knows what the other guy was doing? And
I think we can. I don't think
Right.
we need any more help.
This was a thing. Like, all the guards had to look out for
It was a
it.
thing.
It was a total thing, man.
It was trending.
Ixnay on the A gay.
I mean, I'm
Okay,
telling you, these guys.
Okay. I'm putting all my Roku stuff out and getting
Right.
ready
He's
to.
so excited about his Roku stuff.
I am. I'm going to load up that.
Good for you.
bedroom.
I can't deny when I get a new piece of tech, I'm not
I know.
salivating at the mouth
Sorry
myself.
if I'm neglecting this.
the
shit.
best
I-
part is when it does its update and says, "I'm getting the new stuff right now," even as we're plugging it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy,
Back-
our boy,
back.
Mr. Kill, says, "You out? Oh, you're showing off your Roku. Okay, yeah,
That's the
woo,
back
nice
connectors.
Roku."
That's the back connect. Yeah. Very exciting for everyone, I'm sure.
Yep.
Mr. Kill C1 saying, "Yeah, it has evolved." He's totally right.
Still seems to be 2 or 3 times as deadly as the flu, although the numbers haven't really yet come in completely. But
I'm a big flu shot promoter myself.
I just did the math on that, by the way, and the survival rate. I wrote it down. It was interesting to me.
well,
was
do let us
90
be interested.
It was 98.38% up until about 2 months ago, and as of 2 months ago, the survival rate is 99.72%.
Yep.
So
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I'm really hopeful that it'll actually
And there are a lot
keep
fewer,
getting milder, and we'll
a
just
lot
say,
fewer deaths.
all right, we're done. We're done making this an emergency, and we'll just deal with it like the flu.
I mean, my life is pretty much back to normal right now.
Yeah.
I don't like going to a restaurant where I'm packed on top of people still.
I hate restaurants. Fuck restaurants. I'm
Yeah.
over them now.
Like,
I'm
I wouldn't
almost-
go to a buffet. I don't think I'd go.
Unless I'm going. No,
Not
for
ready.
me,
I
it's
like
more
restaurants.
like go for some takeout or, sitting around with these stale rooms with all these stale people. Fuck all that shit.
Were you ever a bar goer? Like, did you ever go hang
No.
out at a bar? Me neither.
Only
Never
with my
did.
buddies, like for a short window, we used to drink, but we were always never after the chicks, always after the buzz. So it didn't
Right.
make any sense. Just go home and get the
Well,
buzz.
yeah. Plus,
Didn't you do some playing at bars in a band?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you did. I thought you did, man.
But that
That's
was
great.
work.
Well, it's more comfortable at home. Let's be,
I thought That's cool.
Yeah, man. I was always like, because I had a lot, especially when I first graduated high school. Like some of my friends instantly went out and got an apartment. So it was like, oh, that was the thing to do. You go to some shitty asshole of a apartment somewhere, and then you hang out with your friends. You get wasted, And then I was in that mindset, and then people, we turned 21, and it was like, I went to a bar a few times. It was just so stupid. It was like the dancing, like cheesy, like bars that would pop up and then close and then pop up and then close. And then you'd stand around like all the dudes are in a big circle and watching like the chicks dance in the center, getting drunk. And they're like every weekend they're like, I'm gonna build up enough courage to like score tonight, and they never did. They just always stood around and like were the creep watching them from the outside. It's like, what the hell? Why do you guys do this every week? It's like, I can't believe it.
I hear you, man.
I'd much rather like hang out with my friends and meet some girl that came with some mutual friend that had the same interests that I had, and that's how I always,
That's probably how you met your lady.
Well, yeah, but basically we had same mutual friends, and we would run into each other at different people's houses on weekends, and it was finally like, one weekend it stuck, and actually it was a Lollapalooza that it really stuck.
Lollapalooza.
I can't deny it. It was
old school, like the original Lollapalooza.
Oh yeah, we're talking like
I've
90. It had to be 94. It was a summer, and she came with a buddy of mine.
Was that like Pearl Jam, Jane's Addiction?
Yeah, I'm sure. I got several shirts. Well, I know I got one for sure.
That's
cool. Like Pearl Jam. Yeah, I saw.
Awesome.
Like when I made a list of all the shows I saw, it was like, it's not impressive now because they're all like has-beens, but at one point it was like amazing, because you go to like 3 or 4 venues like that where there's like a dozen bands playing, and you can really zoom up your cool bands that you've seen list.
Very cool, man.
But yeah, I haven't been to a last show I was at was the Pixies. I think it was about, I don't know, 6-7 years ago probably.
The Pixies, Frank
Black?
Oh
no, I saw Descendants. I take that back. I saw Descendants a few years ago.
They're still doing it, huh?
Man, he had a those, I think they're called like Camelbacks or something. They're like it's like a backpack that has water, because he's like in his 50s now, but he's like, just like that's the one thing about like the one thing I love about Pixies and Descendants, both of them, they're not into audience participation, because I came to see you sing your hits, not like some dork that just got brought up on stage and sing half the song. That's not cool.
No. But some of the Pixie songs are totally like you sing along immediately.
Yeah, you sing along with them, but there's not like Frank Black doesn't bring like some loser up on stage, and he sings it exactly like how it's supposed to be. He doesn't like Green Day. I've seen Green Day too many times to mention. And I've seen them earlier before they were big, and that was cool. But later on, it's just a waste of your money. But anyway, he always like brings people up and has them play guitar and has them sing the whole song, and you're just like, this is so lame.
Agreed.
So lame. I can't stand that stuff. But anyway, I saw
judgmental.
I saw Descendants. The guy's like in his 50s now, easily. Well into his 50s, and he's got this Camelback, and he's like, after every chance he gets, he takes a slurp out of that water because he's just winded, but still
Camelback.
It's like a backpack basically.
Like water.
I have one.
Do you? Those are cool, man. I'd like to have one. Actually.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
They're a pain in the ass to clean, but
are they? Yeah, I imagine they would be.
Mine's 30 years old, or 2000. It's about 20 years old. It's never lost the original. When I went, I told you I went, actually climbed a friggin' mountain when I was
good for you
40, but you had to get water on the mountain, and you had to disinfect it, and I used these iodine disinfectants, and the thing tasted of iodine ever since, but we like that.
Yeah, iodinized water is not tasty water.
right.
Yeah.
That was a Vietnam thing, man. They iodine tablets and salt tablets they would put in the water back then. And
We did a couple of purifications in basic training, but they didn't torture us about it. Go out on bivouac and
It turns out it didn't need to be purified.
yeah.
We
iodine
found out after the
tablets,
I think
fact.
they just wanted to, be
that's
mindful.
hardcore. That's hardcore.
Here, drink this iodized water.
Right. Like there's a lot of other less offensive tablets that you can put in to make water potable than iodine tablets. But
And maybe people do things more sensibly now. I just did what the company told us to do, basically.
what was this? An outward bounds? Is that what these?
No, we with the mountain is the Tetons. You know where the Tetons are in Wyoming.
Grand Tetons.
And the Grand is the tallest mountain, and the outfit that we hired was Exum Mountain Guides, and we just do what we put our life in their hands, and they said, here's what you do. You get iodine tablets, and we'll tell you when you need to. The water you get needs to be iodized, and we'll tell you when the water that you get is safe. You don't need to put anything in it. So
was it a named mountain? And
it's
with
the
an
Grand.
elevator? The Grand Mountain.
The biggest Tito.
It's the Tetons. There's the middle,
Not the range.
the Grand, and so
one.
on.
You climb one mountain, not
It's
the whole
called the
Teton.
Grand.
Well, that's what I meant.
In the Tetons. That's why I said it's the Grand.
The Grand. Yeah, and
It's
I
the
said, okay,
Teton.
yeah. Then,
Well, then let's fight about it. I said the Grand. And what did you say?
Teton stuff started up. What's this with Teton?
That's what it means, though. Teton means tits.
So grand tits?
That's what it is. Because
Big
that's what
water.
they look like.
Damn. Well, how high were they?
It's just a little under 14,000
Did you
feet.
squeeze them together to do things with them?
We squeezed them. We got to the top and we suckled on the Grand.
Oh.
Well, it sounds like quite a interesting.
That was a little spin on the story. We had to kind of.
Well, I have to say, I had more fun in the mountaineering class before the climb.
Oh yeah.
Because most of the climb is mostly it's walking, and it's just walking uphill for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of fun. The fun part is the actual climbing, the technical part. And that isn't that much of the climb.
So were you on all pegged in ropes and?
Well, yeah, we had ropes and technical equipment during going up the sections that required it.
Permanently mounted stuff like they do on
There was only one or two permanently affixed stations for where you could do belaying. Mostly the guide would be the lead. He would go up first and he would create a station with various devices, cam devices and so on, and he would get anchored, and then the rest of us would go up, and if we slipped, we would be caught that way. So it was a pretty safe arrangement. Nobody died. Nobody got hurt.
Steve, we're at the 3-hour mark. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
You comfortable? You good? I'm fresh. I'm definitely less of a wastoid than usual, so I'm surprised.
Hey, we'll be the judge of that. Now in the chat, Mike thinks I'm wasted. He said that for the last hour. So
Oh, that's
Take a
fine.
poll. Take a poll.
What do you have, Nathan? What do you have? A little snacky poo?
Oh, you muted.
You are muted. Hey.
I said, no, you ain't no snack yet. I'm waiting for my pizza.
Oh, it's pizza.
You drinking Blue Moon?
I do. I have a fresh Blue Moon that I just loaded up in my canister koozie.
Fresh, like you just brewed it.
I did. I just went to Belgium. Is that how you say it? Belgium or Belgian?
Belgium.
Belgium.
The people are Belgian. The place is Belgium.
That's weird.
Isn't it weird? We could fix that.
That is real, Michael Oglesby. Totally
that's
real.
What do you think this is fake? Green screen. He's used to my old Apocalypse studio, which was a green screen.
Oh, that's real.
I've almost
Yeah,
tried
it
to
is
go
cool.
Discord the last because I've been working late at the shop and up at the old Apocalypse studios, and
I agree with you, Mike. It is cool looking. Many people comment about that over the months.
It's very cool. There's more effort in Aphid Lip's basement than I have ever put forth in my entire life, and all my projects put
Me
together.
too. Me too. Yeah. Oh man.
Agreed. It's amazing. Totally awesome.
It's something to behold, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, totally, man.
And to think there's only about $20 invested in all of it.
Behold his stuff.
$20, but 1,000 or 5,000 hours of your labor of love
There
to get it
is,
all together.
because behind every single device you see, there is a cable that is connected to
Yeah.
some form of power, and some of them to
Yep.
audio.
You've insisted it's a real low draw though on the amps and the.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't insisted that. My wife says that she has noticed that our electrical bill has increased.
A lot, or I mean,
I don't think so, because most of it is
I
such
wouldn't say
low amperage. Like this whole wall of stuff right here is pretty much cell phones and tablets, which don't pull anything. This thing right here, this neon light, and the refrigerator right here pull probably more than everything else combined.
Everything, yeah. There's no. I guess are any of them connected to hard drives? I mean, meaning tower computers or laptops, or are they running autonomous?
Well, what I'm sitting at right now is another whole speaker tower, contraption that is then there's
Right.
behind this monitor right here, there's another tower PC, and then let's see, this right here is a newer, like 27-inch Apple Macintosh, or whatever you want to call it, and then this one right here is another one of those.
When you say it's a new Apple Macintosh, are you saying is it a laptop? Is it a tablet? Is it a
No, this is like an all-in-one, like the way that Macs are these days.
Right, I'm not up on Macs at all. So
this is a lady that was on. I scour Facebook Marketplace, and she gave me this one and this one for absolutely free, and I could sell each one of them probably for $200 or so. But she was just some rich lady in a rich part of St. Louis, and I told her.
Where did you link up with her?
On Facebook Marketplace. She listed them, and they said free. And I was like 1 or 2 minutes into it, and I sent her a message, and she said I was the first one that messaged her. So I told her that me and my son, have a, we tinker around with old equipment, which is heavily weighted to
Told
myself.
her you've fallen on hard times and you're living in a refrigerator box.
This was when I met her. I just wanted to give her a feel-good story. Me and my son do play a lot of Xbox 360 games and PlayStation games on this TV right here.
Very cool.
But as far as me tinkering around with the stuff, it's pretty much all on me.
I have a lot of Facebook friends that are realtors, and because of that, there's a good bit, about once a month. When I say a good bit, it's not all the time, but furniture will get put up, and I need really nice stuff. Please come take this away.
Yeah.
First serve. It's like, whoa, man. I've got about 1,050 square feet here is all, but it's just me right now, and I'm jam full of furniture. I've got the second bedroom it's become a garage now. I've got the whole thing's just. It's not loaded up real high, but
get that stuff out of there. I told you I'm coming moving in.
You saw my scream, right? I should go ahead and get the is it the Picasso that has the scream? The one that the guys do.
No, who's that? Edvard Munch.
I don't know.
Or
the painting itself is so famous, but
no, it's not. That's the Scream. Who's the Scream? The Dutch guy. Come on.
The Scream? The one that's in Chicago.
The painter.
Are you talking about that huge painting that's in Chicago with
the guy that cut his ear off? Who's that guy?
Oh no, that's
Van Gogh.
That's
Van Gogh. That's him. Yeah.
Didn't I say Van Gogh?
He didn't do the Scream.
Well,
he didn't do the Scream.
Right.
No.
You said Van Gogh.
Okay, it's not Van Gogh.
Yeah, I could. See
No,
that.
you had it right first when you said munch.
Munch, just to scream. Okay.
Munch. Yeah.
Look at Smokesteve, just
Very
like
cool.
ready to pass out, but still brings it with
He's-
knowledge.
he-
Which dog is that? Let's see dog close up.
This is Cinnamon.
I want to see.
Cinnamon.
This is the big one.
I want to see Cinnamon's face on camera.
Here, over here, Cinny. No, she won't do it. She won't do it. She's
The
just
dog
interested.
if you can't bring the dog to the camera, bring the camera.
She's
to the dog.
just interested in. Okay, I can do that.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, she left.
Oh, Cinnamon.
There she goes. Cinny, come here. There's Chip. Chip's like,
There's Chip.
Oh, okay.
I knocked over a beer bottle and she freaked out.
That's okay.
There she is. There she is.
Good dog. And there's Chip. I like
There's
Chip.
Chipper.
There's Chip.
That great underbite.
Chip is just jealous that Cinnamon was getting attention.
Chip looks confused. He's like, "What's happening?"
That's just the way he looks. That's why I like Chip.
He's
That's
suspect.
just Chip.
He's suspect.
What are you doing, buddy? Chip
The
is
hall
like
monitor.
my shadow. Chip is my shadow.
Chip's
Yeah.
awesome. Although I like Cinnamon.
Excuse me.
Oh, take me off full screen. I can't
Oh,
take it.
what I was going to ask you, Steve, was you know milligrammage real well with THC. I won't waste a lot of time here, but the chocolate squares are 10 milligrams each, and
Yeah.
that's a lot, and I take 2, so 20 knocks me nicely into relaxation mode. I do that 3 times a day, and that's each square is $1, so it's expensive. I could drop that down, but
Wait. Before you go further, how many squares do you do?
2 at a time.
And they're only $1 each?
Yeah.
Well, that's not much.
It's half price. I mean, full price. They're
I mean,
a chocolate
$2.
bar.
I mean, just
10
think of a beer.
squares.
Just think of a beer. Like you go to a bar and you're gonna
Well,
pay like
yeah,
$5 for a beer.
Out to a bar.
Ah,
But I mean,
I
you
paid
multiply that
$20
out.
for a beer this week.
If I were to do that 30 days a week, it gets up
Some dudes do.
6. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, but anyway, 50 milligrams is, I bought 50 milligram both sativa and indica, and I found that it was too much if I took it daytime. Now I took one right around 6 o'clock this evening, or about 7 o'clock, but 50 milligrams is too much for anything during the day, in my opinion.
That's
But
high.
they're selling it, I mean, it was very expensive, and I actually, because of what it did to me in about 7 days time of takeout, I said, I can't do this. So I had to go buy a whole bunch more of stuff I could handle at lower doses. But what, I don't know. I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, is 60 a day way up there, you think? Or is it?
No. It's more
reasonable?
about dividing up the doses so
Yeah.
that you maintain, but yet you don't go over.
Yeah, I might go to 1 6 times a day, or maybe even 4 or 5. I think they call it, even though it's not a liquid form, titration is when they say you're really pulling your doses way down. I'm
Right.
sure it's part of what's that bogus medical form where they have the tinctures and such, and it's real, it's the kind of medicine where the less of the substance you take, the more good it does for you.
Oh, homeopathy.
Yeah, the homeopathy. It's sort of like the homeopathy term, but it's also a chemistry term. Titration, of course, you guys all know that, I'm sure. And but that's what I'm doing a lot better than I first started the medical marijuana about half a year. It seemed like about half a year. It was before the turn of the year that I got the card.
Have you incorporated CBD at all, Cypher?
I think I took some CBD years ago. It's legal, of course, anywhere. You can go to any drugstore and buy it, on display racks. But no, I don't. I think I don't believe much in it. I am taking hybrids.
Hybrid would be predominantly THC.
The indica
A hybrid would be more or less
Sativa.
indica sativa. Yeah,
hybrid.
not a indica hemp combination.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm doing much better. I'm balancing much better. It might be one of the reasons I'm able to get the alcohol intake way down. And I found that it was not hard to do. This week I made a real determined effort, and last week to a degree as well. And I'm 10 pounds lighter than I was 2 weeks ago. So I'm doing some things right. I can tell.
There you go. Yeah, man.
It counts. Needs to happen.
Awesome.
I'm too old to be running amok.
That's a good way to look at it.
Running amok. Yeah, that's right.
Big
So
move.
where are some of our regulars? I mean, we had a couple of the regulars on earlier, but I guess it might be such a nice evening, and we're coming out of COVID, and maybe some of the people on the show. It looked like we had a huge number of people on the
Well, I mean, I would say it's late.
Chat. On chat.
Nothing unusual about it right
When the
now.
chat, when the pub first started, I mean,
Where's
good
Capo?
Lord, all the
That's what I
people
wanna
that were on the chat. There's a lot of them.
Hey, we can. I think I could see Aphid's family there in the background.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, good-looking family.
Oh,
They are. They're adorable.
Aphid married up. Bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just teasing. Don't really believe it.
No, I don't. I'm with you.
Adorable family, though, buddy.
Oh, thanks, Smokesteve. I don't know if the camera's picking up these red cheeks or not, but I'm blushing.
That's great. Wonderful. It looks like old Mikey Ogilvy is over here in the chat, but aside from that, we're flying solo. It says 9, though. 9 is good.
That is
There's
weird.
9 people
I
watching.
didn't
Right now?
notice he was the only person.
Does that
was
count
making
us?
comments.
I think it does.
I don't know.
I
I
don't think
never
it
understood
does.
that.
Yeah, of course it does.
It counts me because I'm on. I still have
Yeah,
the
it
I
YouTube
thought we
window.
determined that it doesn't count the webcam.
Well,
It
'cause-
depends if you have the app opened.
Well, if you have YouTube on, which
And I do.
most of us probably
That's it.
do.
I don't.
Oh,
I do. I
Well,
keep
that
it
doesn't
muted,
count
but
you.
it still counts as one.
it's counting me,
Pardon me.
and I'm on the same account, so it's probably because I'm streaming to the TV, the big screen TV in the other
What was
Jesus.
part of
that?
the basement.
Man,
The hell was
Probably
that?
one.
I don't know.
It wasn't me. I think it was Last Dance. He was like
It was
he
last.
was moving and shaking.
Jeez, it's always his fault.
Yeah, I'll
Last
take it.
Dance, what'd you do? Pull the pin on a grenade over there?
Ah, every 20 minutes, of course. That's how I stay awake.
Damn. It was live.
I heard you talking about your neighborhood Last Dance, and I will. I was that was in the middle of me having to go back up to exchange my menthol.
Oh, yeah.
cigarette. But yeah, I like the area you lived in. It was. It was
pretty-
more dense. It was like because I'm definitely suburbs where people have yards.
Yep.
Where you lived, people don't have like a lot of property.
We had a yard where I grew up. It was unusual, and
Was?
it's not there anymore. They have paved it over for parking because in the 50 years since I've lived there, people have bought more cars. It's amazing. Everybody has a car now.
I love Chicago, man. It's seriously. I'm so fortunate to live so close to it.
You do.
Well, not so close. Like Smokesteve, I'm sure Boston is not
Well, I
similar, but it's a
No,
big
it's
city.
not. Fuck Boston. I hate that shit.
Really?
How would you
Like,
compare? St. Louis is a big city. How would you compare it to
St.
St.
Louis is
Louis?
such a shithole, though.
Is it the
That's
whole
how
place?
I look at Boston.
Yes, the whole place. There is maybe, everything that's good about St. Louis is in the outside area of St. Louis.
I don't like any place that would, elect a goblin mayor. That just is too weird for me. That woman.
Goblin. Well, Chicago does, and Chicago's
Well,
awesome.
That's what he's talking about.
What I
Oh,
mean.
that's exactly.
Exactly what I mean. I just can't wrap my mind. And of course, the Chicago way.
I don't usually
politically
judge the
fucking
enjoyment
corrupt
of the area on the
politics.
mayor who is in place at the
Of course,
time.
My favorite 44 came from that place.
Well, I came from that place too. Doesn't that?
Oh, I
You
mean,
think it would mean something?
every place.
Yeah.
Put
Don't I cancel him out?
some good. That's
Have you
right.
been to
You
Chicago?
cancel out the
Slater?
crap. in spirit. My spirit was just tarnished when I went
But
there.
you've never been physically to Chicago?
No.
Oh well,
No.
Chicago is a. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you put the politics out of it, which surely you can
Yeah.
try to do,
None of
it's
the
a.
MAGA hats will come and beat me
It's
up
a.
and put a
It's
noose
a.
around my neck. You know,
I mean,
2
even like
o'clock in the
Chicago right
morning,
now, like
18
people.
below. Okay.
Chicago gets a bad rap because of the
Yeah, they do.
crime, which is, definitely a problem. But I think I
Well,
was up there last summer and I didn't
that's
really notice. It
no
didn't
other
seem worse than
city,
St. Louis.
no other city in the United States has the saying, politics the Chicago way. No other city has politics the New York way, politics the Los Angeles way. Only politics the Chicago way, and it's because they're so corrupt.
I don't know anything about
I mean,
that.
of course, they've gotten a lot less corrupt. I mean, overall, but still, it's a pretty nasty place.
I think you need to
I'm
cleanse
enjoying
your thought process of political feelings when you
political. Did you say political?
political when you enjoy an environment.
Okay. Oh yeah, I need. Oh, that's why we don't talk too
I
much
mean,
about.
Chicago's a it's got stuff to offer for sure. I mean,
Oh yeah,
you could spend a month in New York, but you could easily spend a week in Chicago, easily, if not longer.
Well,
You don't think?
I'm not a big fan myself of Chicago. I wouldn't spend a fucking second there, dude.
I've been to almost every major city, and I would say it's probably third.
Really?
Yeah, I would say New York is definitely first. You cannot deny that.
Yeah.
And I'd say the LA, but I wouldn't even say it was LA. I would say it was, the surrounding 50 miles around LA would be second. And then I
Well,
would put Chicago.
LA's beaches are pretty spectacular.
And then I would put Chicago in
And they're
third.
bitches.
And that's it.
Chicago, I would definitely
Bitches
put
and
third.
bitches. Chicago third, huh?
What would you put before Chicago?
Dude, I only like my city, Boston, homeboy.
You just said that you hated Boston.
Boston sucks too, man.
Well, I mean, I've been in New York, and I really only really like Manhattan, which is pretty spectacular.
Right.
And you could spend a lot of time in Manhattan. In fact,
You've not spent. You haven't been in Long Beach.
Long Beach, California.
Oh, I'm sorry, on Long Island. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've been on Long Island. My mother and I've been on Long Island. I mean, there's some very nice areas. There's rich areas of Long Island, like the Hamptons.
Well, and you get Coney Island is technically, I think,
it's
on
not
Long Island.
It's kind of a.
I'm not saying you want to spend multiple time there.
It's a place you want to visit. I agree.
Thing. Yeah,
absolutely. There's a lot to see.
Yeah.
Besides Manhattan, but Manhattan is kind of the more spectacular area. It's kind of the cultural capital of the United States, really.
Lots of Jews.
Well,
well, I mean,
there's lots of people and Jews amongst them.
Casa Casa when it comes to the last dance of Jews.
I mean, I don't really know. All I know is lots of New Yorkers. That's what I noticed. Because
You know what that means?
Brooklyn's pretty cool too, though. I mean, I thought
I stayed in Brooklyn when I went to visited New York City. Brooklyn was okay, but to me, it was just another crowded, dirty city. That's what Brooklyn.
I to be honest, I have not experienced much else of the East Coast. So my one trip to that area was, I'm including everything into that. So like maybe Brooklyn is the same as Philadelphia or Boston even, or in some ways, I don't know. But Connecticut, I went up to Connecticut and that was awesome. I don't know, just everywhere we went and over there on that trip, the trip I took, it was like a 2-week trip and it was just everything. I was like, man, I wish I had more time. We went to the Breakers and saw the what's the mansion where the Rockefellers lived. That was awesome, and that whole area was awesome.
You're talking about
we've got
Newport.
Yeah, Newport. That was awesome.
We have a huge Rockefeller mansion about 30 miles away from where I am right now.
Oh yeah.
just above Daytona. It's in Ormond Beach. Yeah, there was a Rockefeller.
I like Florida too, man. I've been to lots. I've probably almost,
Cool.
besides Miami and the Keys, I've been to every other part of Florida. A lot, extensively.
Every other part has their secret little beaches that are just awesome.
Yeah.
West Palm
Yep.
Beach, Juno
Oh,
Beach,
they're awesome.
Daytona.
Yeah, I like
Even
Florida.
between all of those, there's little like surprise beaches if you know where to go.
Yeah. I stayed on the coast
So cool.
side, the Clearwater, that area. That's awesome. Tampa. That
Great.
I mean, the Florida's amazing.
We lived in Clearwater. My family lived in
Did
Clearwater.
you? Yeah, Clearwater's awesome, man.
From
I
age
loved
6
it there.
to 12.
We actually that was not too
nice.
long ago. I was in Clearwater.
You on the beach? You can go to the beach.
Yeah, the beach, man. The sunset there was amazing. Like the best sunset I ever enjoyed in my entire life was on Clearwater Beach. For sure. Me and my son and my wife out in the water watching the sunset there. I'll never forget that. It was awesome.
It's just right there with Siesta Key. That's where we used to go, which we hope to go back to someday. And those West Coast Florida sunsets are
oh my god, man.
The sky is burning orange, and the clouds are like orange puffs. It's unbelievable.
Is Brickell Key a key that's on the West Coast, or is Brickell
my pizza's here, guys? I don't mean to cut you off, Cyber. I apologize, but I'm out of here. See you guys. All right, take care. Always good to see you guys.
Good talking to you, Philip. Take care.
Later, man.
Brickell Key.
Yeah, Brickell, Brickel.
Never heard of it.
I'm sure on a Google Foo it'll show up, and I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure it's West Coast. And when I was in the pool trade for 2 years, I sat on the regional board of the National Spa and Pool Institute, and I went to regional 4. Actually, it was 4 each year, so I guess I went to 8 in full, unless I missed one. It's been these are 1980s stories. This is a 1980s story, and Brickell Key was, I think, one that we went to. It was West Coast. I'm going to look it up, but anyway,
look that sucker right up.
Yeah, I went to about 3 or 4 of those on that Harley Sports I told you guys I owned at one point, and that was fun. And going on road trips, oh yeah, on a motorcycle, that's fun.
So we're at 3 hours and 33 minutes here, fellas. What do you think?
Well,
yeah, I would say call it.
I'm pretty much out of gas.
All right.
Let me do Brickell Key real quick. I want to look Brickell Key. I got it.
Brickell Key.
No, I'm wrong. Brickell Key's down around the Miami area. It's another. I don't know what the name of the key was that I went to. Brickell Key is around the Gold Coast, I think. Florida Gold Coast.
All right, we're going to go ahead and end it, fellas. I'm going to go ahead.
Much appreciated.
All right.
All right. Later. All right, there goes the fellas. And sorry if that was a little abrupt. I sometimes tend to be a little quick. My finger is a little heavy, and I hit that thing. Anyways, everybody who's been here tonight, you've been great. You're wonderful. Please come back next Saturday. It'll be more organized and more awesome. But maybe not, because I kind of suck. And I get a little shit-faced. And I smoke a bunch of weed in the process. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and pour another rum. And I'll roll up another joint. And until next week, farewell and adieu. You guys have been great. Peace and love.